It's not Nick's fault. There's 40 people in the way. Farley the Fiddler is leaving Disneyland on May 27th. Be sure to look for the Toydarian Fiddler in Galaxy's Edge starting May 31st. You can now win a Jessie plush on Pixar Pier, and it's the same one they used for the Critter Carousel sign. Thanos has snapped away half of Disney's Hollywood studios, and this weekend we'll find out if we can bring it back. You've seen WDW News Today. Now it's time for WDW News Tonight.
Live from the WDWNT studio in Orlando, Florida, it's WDW News Tonight with Tom Corliss and Nicholas Cicero. I'm Michelle Wargo. Now here's your host, Tom Corliss.
Yeah, fake applause. Tom Corliss, Nicholas Cicero, Michelle Wargo, and 400 others. And a cast of thousands joining you tonight. I'm Tom Corliss, you're not. Thanks for joining us, folks. Thank you, Michelle, for the lovely introduction. Cameron the boy is here over there in the corner. Hello, boy. Hello. Nathan Hartman squeezed in the middle over there.
Thank you.
Although not in that shot. Michelle squeezed in the middle.
No, I'm squeezed between Nick and Michelle.
Yes.
Which has its own problems.
Jason Diffendahl is here. We all know how well the show goes when Jason's here.
Oh, no.
So, trying to set a new record great. In case you're all wondering, everyone's here because this weekend is our big event. It's Stage 89, and it starts tomorrow with our private screening of Avengers Endgame at the AMC Disney Springs. So,
but doesn't that movie come out like right now?
No one's watching this live this week. There is no one out there live. We have no live chat. It's just us.
66 on YouTube.
Yeah. Nope, it's 65 now. So clearly, they didn't like the last Jokers.
Nope. No, they didn't like my Farley the Fiddler joke. It didn't go over well.
No,
so yeah, we have Stage 89 this weekend, so everybody's here, and it's crowded, and we're going to do a show. So, and it's the 1 week where this makes sense.
Yay!
So enjoy the backdrop when it makes sense. All right, now the news. Brought to you by the Lost Bros. There's not a lot. We have plenty of show tonight. Disney has been fairly quiet about the upcoming Star Wars hotel being built at Disney's Hollywood Studios, but we have now discovered some interesting story elements that may play a role when this incredibly immersive resort opens just steps away from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in a few years' time. I mean, it's announced to open in a few years. They could just change their mind at any time. While no official decision has been made as of yet, there is a possible name for the hotel that has been pitched. Galactic Journeys, a Star Wars adventure. There's even a theme song.
Just an ordinary day, all at once you're on your way to another galaxy. Your magic band becomes the key. Aliens with 1,000 eyes and some neckbeard-looking guys. For a moment they are clear. Please bring me another beer. Galactic journeys, mystic flights on the wings of the new Chandra star line. Galactic journeys, are they real? Can I afford to pay the cost of this room deal?
There you go. We totally weren't talking about how Jason's wearing headphones that aren't even plugged in.
That's so good.
Did not happen.
Look at
Don't
this.
ruin the magic.
You're not attached to anything! Here's the,
Maybe
He
he's
likes
just
to play pretend.
maybe he's just trying to not listen to this show.
It's
all fake.
like a fake Hollywood
None of this
set.
is real. The soundboard isn't real. None of this is real.
Oh, thank goodness. 'Cause I don't know how to use this. So.
This actually doesn't even stream. Like, it's just, there's not even cameras, really. It's
just do this
I
for
just invite
ourselves.
people over every week.
Yeah, these are our iPhones that are recording it.
Yeah. Just for fun. Anyway, while this name for the Star Wars hotel can certainly change, the vague title is what Disney is leaning towards at the moment. This would make it the first Walt Disney World Resort hotel to not have any indication of it being a resort or hotel in its title, as opposed to the All-Stars, which show no indication of being a hotel or resort once you arrive.
Yeah.
As far as the Starship or Interstellar cruise liner, guests are boarding when they stay at the hotel. Well, it's an interesting one with a connection to Kylo Ren from the newest Star Wars film trilogy. You know, the ones everyone hates now.
Oh, I don't know.
What are you doing?
Just
Behind
I
the
hate it.
scenes. Behind the scenes.
Sources indicate that your vessel will be the Chandrilla. Nick, how do you say this? Do you know?
Chandrilla.
Chandrilla
Yeah.
Starline, which is of course operated by Mears. According to, I thought it was Disney. According to people who have never felt another human's touch, the planet Chandrilla is described as follows. Chandrilla was a planet in the core worlds of the galaxy. The female human, I don't know what else she would be, Mon Mothma, who famously feuded with Godzilla, of course, hailed from Chandrilla and represented her homeworld in the Senate of the Galactic Republic. It was also the homeworld and birthplace of Ben Solo. And of course, you know Ben Solo later would go on to embrace the dark side and would become Kylo Ren, in case you were unaware.
That's good.
Thanks for the
Yeah.
spoiler.
Well, the fun thing is when you look these up now, Lucasfilm has ruined everything. So you now have to pick either like canon or
Legends
Or-
or
canon, I believe.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now that's like main
Yeah.
canon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway. So Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, homeworld is the planet that's named on this star line. This might, of course, be an interesting wrinkle for the story experience aboard the vessel, but only time will tell. Yeah, that's right. Kylo Ren is on vacation with you, so catch him every day at 1 o'clock for the pool dance party. It'll be fun. Everybody gets some pipe cleaners. That's the gift for the kids. Make a little pipe cleaner lightsabers. If you're dying to see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Park but don't have a resort hotel reservation, fear not. Disneyland has announced they will be opening up reservations to the general public on May 2nd. There's no additional cost to make a reservation, but theme park admission and a tremendous amount of patience is required. Yep, reservations are open for visits May 31st through June 23rd. Specific details on how to make a reservation will be available on the Disney Parks blog and Disneyland.com on May 2nd at 8 a.m. Pacific time. You must have a Disney account to register for a reservation, so be sure to create one that actually works before then. If yours doesn't work now, make a new one. And of course, registration will open at 10 a.m. Pacific time, will crash at 10:01 Pacific time, and will show up as full somehow at 10:02 Pacific time. Guess it's true. It's absolutely true. By the way, it's much hotter in here this week because there's 40 people.
And I'm here.
I'm drinking out of my MGM Studios cup of them.
Ooh.
Nice.
Classic cup. Don't worry, it'll be on display this Sunday at Hollywood That Was. You get to look at my cup and the towel that's no longer on the wall. Guests with hotel reservations were all emailed reservations for the wrong day to enter Galaxy's Edge, with some even getting May 30th, a day before the land even opens. These guests were apologized to, sent new reservations, and given one complimentary fast pass for the great movie ride.
Nah.
Dude, you know.
That hurts more than it was funny.
Is that coming with you too?
What?
That?
No, it's too heavy.
Alright.
This you just have to watch on the show. Due to expected crowds, the roaming droids will not be a part of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge when it opens. Neither will Oga's Cantina, Rise of the Resistance, or cast members with any sort of seniority. The lunching pad, that was it. The lunching pad at the Magic Kingdom now serves a carved roast beef sandwich. Don't worry, the roast beast sandwich can still be found at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. Yep, and it sure beats the roast beast calzone at Pinocchio's. Despite rumors swirling since the moment that the main structural parade glowed away, sources have indicated that Walt Disney World will not present a new nighttime parade for its 50th anniversary in 2021. And you can say it with me, because money. The Magic Kingdom's former permanent nighttime parade, Spectro Magic, was famously left outside to rot after it stepped aside for what was supposed to be a short-term return of the electrical parade in 2010. Also left outside to rot, Tom Staggs. Oh yeah, he also thought he was temporarily stepping on the way for something far inferior. Didn't happen. Electrical Parade ended up sticking around until Disneyland asked for it back in October of 2016, leaving the Magic Kingdom with no nighttime parade. However, Happily Ever After did come into place a few months later. While there is no nighttime processional in the works, sources have indicated that new nighttime entertainment is in the works for Walt Disney World's 50th birthday, and in particular for the Magic Kingdom. At this point, it's one of those birthdays where you did a gift registry at Toys R Us, but your family went to the dollar store anyway. Well, sure.
I mean, there's no Toys R Us anymore, so that's sort of a slight either way.
Yeah.
We'll share more.
I have a Toys R Us gift card if anyone wants it.
Do you still?
I do.
If they come back, I think it's valid.
If they come back.
They're supposedly coming
I
back.
also have Sharper Image if anyone's.
Oh, sharper images.
I love Shopper.
I still have stock in Enron, so.
Oh, good job.
Well, we'll share more information on those new entertainment offerings with you at a later date.
I don't know what any of those companies are.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you see, never mind.
You do too.
I know what Toys R Us was.
All right, thank you.
I'm pretty sure Enron went out before he was born.
Probably.
It was close.
For real?
It was close.
Oh my god.
2001? 2000?
I was not born in
No, I made the joke. I have no history
Later
behind
than
that.
that.
Anyway, that was Nick's first job. It appears at this point. Then he went into radio, where all the money is. It appears. It appears that despite Disney's best efforts to keep the Rivers of Light nighttime show at Animal Kingdom character-free, they have finally caved and announced they're adding in characters from Disney Animation and Disney Nature films to the show, as well as Disney music to the show score. You know, I'd usually fight to keep the show IP-free, but, you know, I saw it. Since its introduction more than 2 years ago, oh man, it's 2 years, Rivers of Light has quote-unquote enchanted Disney's Animal Kingdom guests with a nighttime pageant of illuminated lantern floats, grand theatrical imagery, a soaring musical score, and innovative special effects, you know, the ones that worked. This summer, the next chapter of this spectacle will unfold with the debut of Rivers of Light, We Are One. Rivers of Light, We Are One introduces additional stunning imagery and familiar animated animal characters from nature films, along with colorful tapestry of classic moments from Disney animation to express our connection with IPs and the emotions and milestones we all share in our journey through the great circle of franchises. Rivers of Light, We Are One comes to the Discovery River Amphitheater at Animal Kingdom beginning Memorial Day weekend 2019, and it will end Labor Day weekend 2019. Catch it while you can. Light magic on the water. Well, up until very recently, all signs pointed towards a fall 2019 opening for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Disney has told us that is not going to happen. In an announcement about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway coming to Toontown that they delayed because of me, Disney has stealthily announced plans for the attraction are delayed and is now going to open at Hollywood Studios in spring 2020. I guess you could say that project really ran away from them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
A dad pun of all things.
There's no Matt Soberman jokes this
I
week. so
actually
have to take
really
all the fun.
liked it, but they all groaned, so I felt pressured to hit it.
Oh, no, not peer pressure.
In all honesty.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No further details were announced regarding specific opening dates for the attraction on either coast, although it is interesting to note that they mentioned that special details will make each iteration of the ride different on both coasts. Those details will be custom printed decals throughout the ride. This one's got a smiley face. The other one's frowning. Disney. It costs a whole extra $5. Disney has officially announced soon the ride will be coming to Mickey's Toontown, as we told you some months ago. This will be the park's next big addition following Galaxy's Edge in the summer of 2019. That's good that they'll be adding capacity just in the nick of time. Yes. Disneyland Park guests will be able to step into the cartoon world beginning in 2022. It's not far off at all. They'll make it, right? Rest of the park will be torn down, but Runaway Railway will make it. Mickey's Filler Magic is taking the home of Muppet Vision 3D at Disney California Adventure. Disney was very upset to learn it was already in Florida, so they could not replace Muppets at studios as well. They didn't know. We already have that. Strangely enough, the signage and such outside of the attraction spoils that Donald Duck takes over the show. Yes, in response, posters advertising Harold have been added to the Matterhorn. Art with the witch can be seen outside of the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and guests being roasted in the sun by Sid's magnifying glass can be seen on the new entrance marquee for Toy Story Land. Did you see these Mickey's Filler Magic marquee? It's not great. Yeah, no. If you thought Pixar Pier looked cheap, wait until you see an entire attraction made of decals. And they switched a film file in a projector. Oh boy.
Cropped as well.
What was that?
Cropped as well.
Yeah, it is cropped. I think I could have afforded to build this attraction. I'm joking. WDI grossly overbuilt Disneyland Resort, of course. That's what they do. $20 million. We'll put up some decals, switch the film. It's a deal. A portion of Ramon's in Carsland has become a frozen drink stand called the Serve Ice Station.
Oh, I get it.
Oh.
Guests can order 4 special themed icy beverages, including the Groovy Glacier, Red's 4-Alarm Fire, Dynaco Blue, and the World Grand Freeze. You know, it's great to see a themed beverage experience in the land. It's so perfect. Yeah, all of it tastes like antifreeze. It's really well themed. You know, I can't wait to see what they've cooked up for Galaxy's Edge. It's going to taste great. It's actually just these, but with different names.
That'd be amazing.
Frozen blue milk. Galactic Glacier. Avengers Endgame comes out today, but you all know that because you went to see it and are watching this later. You know, Avengers Endgame is expected to gross over $1 billion worldwide this weekend alone. Just this weekend.
Wow.
That's $999,875 more than a Disney After Hours ticket.
Thank you for doing the math on that.
Yes, you're welcome. But no, please keep defending carnival rides at Disney parks. And for those of you who are, that's 250 critter carousels and 175 emotional whirlwinds. And that's the news. Michelle, who brings us the news?
Well, Tom, the news is brought to us by The Lost Bros. They make apparel, posters, and home goods for theme park fans of all ages. You can shop their whole site by going to WDWNT.com and clicking their ad. Shop designs like their classic waffle and bacon crossbones, the Drink Around the World Tour collection, their princesses jerseys, and park favorites like their Dole Whip pocket tees, the Tomorrowland Drive-In Theater, and the Birds Who Sing Words tour poster. Make the most of tonight's commercial breaks and shop through their extensive collection. The Lost Bros, an official partner of WDW News Tonight.
Thank you, Michelle. So we have a game tonight. We have WDWNT The Pyramid. That's not the theme song.
That's not the kind of game we're playing.
Yeah. Anyway, we have WDWNT The Pyramid Hollywood Studios Edition. We are going to take calls now.
For the game?
No, for fun.
We want to talk to you.
No, we're selling handbags.
Take calls from that?
Are we ready to take calls?
I don't know.
How would we know?
Do you want to yell to the room?
Are we?
So good.
Are we ready to take calls? In a second.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
All right, so we'll open the phone lines. These are connected, by the way. We'll open the phone lines when we come back. That's the number. You can start calling now. I don't know when she's going to have it ready, but you can start dialing.
Just chat with her.
To play the game. Also, when we come back, Carnac the Magnificent is going to be joining us. He's also out in that room with everybody else. So stick around. We'll be right back with more tonight.
Do your servers crash more than competitors in the Bunta Eve pod race? Is your entire customer experience based on an app that has more vulnerabilities than a small thermal exhaust port located just below the main port? Well, we here at Black Spire Backup Servers have this solution for you. We know that IT infrastructure can be more expensive than turning a planet into a star-crushing weapon. Probably still cheaper than building a second Galaxy's Edge, am I right? That's why all of our equipment is at rates you won't believe are possible, and it's no Jedi mind trick, I assure you. We can bring these servers to our customers at prices so low that Jango Fett would bang his head on them. You might even ask if this is legal, and we'd remind you that the statute of limitations ran out a long, long time ago in a jurisdiction far, far away. So if you have some sort of very important event sign up happening on, I don't know, May 2nd, 2019, and you have a history of website issues on such occasions, maybe you should give us a call, no? Come on, Disney, you know your servers can't handle clicking power of that magnitude. Even your scruffy-looking VI pass holder events blow them up like the Zagan Death Star. Don't roll the chance cubes on this one, Bobby, I beg you. So come check out Black Spire backup servers and find more than just computers. We also sell project management software that can help your people-eating, crowd-splitting attractions open on time. I know, crazy, right? Black Spire backup servers located in the parking lot behind the Arby's on Orange Blossom Trail. You know, the former theme park connection warehouse. Come on by.
That was quick. Welcome back to WDW News Tonight, everyone. Ladies and
Yay!
gentlemen. Yeah, thank
Yay!
you. Thank you. Tonight is a very special night as we have a great visitor from the East, the famous seer, sage, all-knowing, all-seeing, and the producer of Sounds Dangerous, starring Drew Carey. Ladies and gentlemen, Carnac the Magnificent.
Oh! Yay! Yay!
Real applause, real applause.
Yay!
Good thing you zoomed in the camera. No one can see the hat. I'll just sit down here.
No fake applause for Carnac. of
No,
course.
there was none?
No, we got real
Yeah,
applause.
real.
Oh,
We have a
real
whole gaggle of
Oh.
people.
Applause for Carnac. Carnac, you forgot to shut the door.
Oh yeah,
Close
there's
the door.
people in there.
But you didn't see that coming.
Cornac forgot.
Welcome, oh great Carnac.
May your oil tanker explode and then be mysteriously submerged.
Thank you. Carnac, in my hands, right here.
Are you sure?
They are.
Yes.
They're in my hands. I hold a stack of envelopes, hermetically sealed, in a pickle jar that have been stored in a pickle jar. They're not a pickle jar. I'm not holding a pickle jar.
Oh my.
Wow.
He's
They have
drinking
been
water,
stored-
ladies and gentlemen.
Water. They have been stored in the pickle jar at the Tower of Terror since noon today.
He's not drinking water. He's drinking Malibu Caribbean rum with coconut liqueur.
I had a little too much of that.
That's what he's drinking. Hey, please
No
continue.
one knows the contents of this envelope, but you, in your incredibly divine way, will ascertain the answers without ever before seeing the questions inside. Correct, sir?
Indeed.
All right. Anyone can plainly see that these are. Wait, looking at? Oh, nope, I'm being blocked by all kinds of stuff. Anyone can plainly see that these envelopes are sealed. So, are you ready to divine what's enclosed in these envelopes?
You mean divine the answers to the
Sure.
questions inside of those
Sure,
envelopes?
you
Is that what you
know
mean?
it.
Yes.
I have all this
It's
stuff
definitely
anyway.
still on the script.
I should memorize the
You
script
knew what
someday.
he was going to say.
I did.
The
I
great
foresaw
Cornac.
it. Please hand Cornac the first
There you
envelope,
go.
please.
Like the whole-
Look at that. I hate all of you so much. Oh, foresaw that this would be a disaster. Catastrophe Canyon.
Catastrophe Canyon.
Catastrophe Canyon.
Still need to buy new envelopes. Catastrophe Canyon. Where's? Did you remember to put the cards in the envelope? Catastrophe Canyon. What will they rename Star Wars Galaxy's Edge after May 31st?
Oh.
The Spire is actually an oil tanker. It's the Black Spire. It's burnt. Starring roles making a movie in a theme park.
Starring roles making a movie in a theme park.
Name two things that have been abandoned at Disney's Hollywood Studios. In fairness, that is your Matt Soberman joke of the week, and it's pretty decent. Right, next one. Michael Eisner, hand-drawn animation, and original ideas at the Walt Disney Company.
All those things.
All those things. Michael Eisner, hand-drawn animation, and original ideas of the Walt Disney Company. Describe the Hollywood that was. Oh boy. Next envelope. It is now
It's traveling.
going through everyone. Next time, can we show this process? People need to see
It's
this.
quality assurance.
Yeah. All right. This is basically, this will show you how the Walt Disney Company works if you want to see this next. Dream Flight.
Dream Flight.
Dream Flight.
Dream Flight.
Dream Flight. Describe a flight to Orlando without children on it.
I agree with
Because it would be great, and also it does not happen. That was why. Yep. That is our analogy of management at the Walt Disney Company. Please enjoy. Pleasure Beach.
Pleasure Beach.
Poor Nick's not allowed at that event. Pleasure.
I don't like Nick saying the word pleasure.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Pleasure Beach. What happens on OBT when a sand truck flips?
Oh!
The lottery.
The lottery.
The lottery.
The lottery. How did Bob Chapek get his job? He just spun a gauge.
Here's the budget for Galaxy's Edge. That's the process.
Next song.
It goes to a man with a big head right there in his hat.
Spectacle of lights.
Spectacle of lights.
Spectacle of life.
It's a tough one. Spectacle of lights. What takes place in Bob Chapek's head when he has an idea? Because he is, in fact, a robot. Streets? Streets of America.
Streets of America.
Streets of America. That was the thing at Hollywood Studios, the Streets of America. Where will I be sleeping after I check out of the Star Wars Hotel? In the Streets of America. The final envelope.
Final envelope.
The final envelope.
Well, then
yes.
Cameron. Cameron
you gotta
should.
touch this one too.
Cameron.
He's got to touch it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Blessed.
It was actually
Blessed
just
by the
wiping the
boy.
sweat off his forehead. I don't want this now. It's all sweaty. All right, the last envelope. Here comes the Muppet.
Here comes the Muppets.
Here comes the Muppets.
Here comes Muppets. What are the dead Hollywood Studios attractions thinking now?
Oh. Carnac the Magnificent, everyone.
Thank you. I'm going to take a sip of Corliss's drink.
Oops. They stopped pretty fast.
I'm going to
We're
leave
not
now.
happy with that.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Julie. Next time. Bye,
See you next
everyone.
time. Back to you, Nick.
I guess I'll do some psychotic comments while he's gone. All right. Welcome to the wonderful world of psychotic comments. Brought to you by Wigs.
Oh, did I miss him again?
Hey, how
Oh, you missed him, Tom.
Oh, man.
You're just in time for some psychotic comments.
Oh, boy, my favorite.
Have a seat.
Did you remember to do them?
No.
Oh, I don't think he's lying.
In the article, Tomorrowland paint scheme continues to change at the Magic Kingdom. Dolores wrote in, looks like it's sponsored by the Miami Dolphins.
It is Dolphins colors.
Tenley wrote in, new and Instagrammable wall, perhaps. Jean added, it's like lipstick on a pig, LOL. I love just about everything Disney, but Tomorrowland in Florida kinda sucks. Christina wrote in, looks like Instagrammable colors. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of rainbow sherbet.
Rainbow sherbet is Dolphins colors?
Yeah. Which is
What?
without the purple though. I don't know
Okay.
what rainbow sherbet looks like.
Rainbow sherbet doesn't have purple.
That's what she said without the
Well,
purple.
by definition, shouldn't it have purple? Or at least violet? Because should have all rainbow.
Isn't it orange,
has-
yellow,
I don't
green?
eat sherbet because I'm a
Pink.
man.
I mean, the rainbow has purple.
A rainbow does, yes.
So the rainbow sherbet must
But
have
it
purple.
does
Oh, come
Maybe
Sunday,
I'm
one
buying
of our
the wrong
desserts is rainbow sherbet.
Oh.
Enjoy, everyone.
Amber wrote in, if it's not blue, purple, black, or silver, I can't support it.
Well, that makes sense.
Does it?
What? Why does that make sense?
No, I'm just, that's dry
What
humor.
team's colors are blue, purple, black, and what, silver?
I don't know. I thought about the Raiders, but
No, it's just black and
the
silver.
Raiders with bruises.
blue.
It's like a
Who
children's-
What's blue, black, silver, and orange?
We need
Red
people who
all
watch
over.
sports.
That's the weird rainbow sherbet flavor.
Yeah, that's
Um,
Yay, sports!
Old rainbow sherbet.
Tess added here for the dreamsicle wall. Michelle wrote prison orange. Great job. And Nancy wrote reminds me of the old Howard Johnson's restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Orange roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, see, Cameron, that used to be a hotel and a restaurant.
Hojo's.
Howard what?
It's also
Howard Johnson.
You know what a
I know what a
hojo
Howard
is.
Johnson is. A what?
We used to go.
Hojo.
Hojo.
We would
Never
smoke
heard that
there.
before.
You don't watch the Matter Cam? The Hojo Matter Cam?
Nope.
You didn't see the 86 Mets?
Nope.
I didn't see the 86 Mets.
Oops.
Yeah, I've heard of Howard Johnson, sure.
In the WDWNT Weekly Recap article, RPM X33, I think this is a droid from...
Well, he's got free time right now.
He wrote in, thanks for the weekly recap of news. I would rather see the, quote, cupcake news items as they appear here, bundled in a weekly recap. New cupcakes that last for 1 week, maybe not really worth their own 10 separate news items,
Wow.
in my humble opinion. That's more like an Instagram. And
Jess, they don't like your cupcake
Yeah.
reviews.
yeah,
They said stop it with the cupcake reviews of their own clothes.
they said
don't have to go get 'em
WDWNT
anymore.
is a serious news site.
Oh, well, we like that.
Yes.
This is a joke, right?
No
They said your
cupcaking
cupcakes
around.
hurt our integrity.
No cupcaking around.
I mean, my favorite cupcake reviews were Walter Cronkite, so I don't know what the problem is.
They don't mind the cupcakes. There's
And
more of this
that's
around
the
social
way the
media.
cake was. The frosting was soft.
Good night. Good night and good chew.
I'd listen to those. One last article here. New carved roast beef sandwich at the lunching pad in Magic Kingdom. This got a lot of comments.
Oh boy.
So
They're
many
talking about it in the chat.
Rob wrote in, like in the old Wendy's commercial, where's the beef? That sandwich does not look like the photo on the menu board.
Where's the beef was Wendy's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was before our time.
Wasn't
I
that-
know
wait,
about Where's the
wasn't
Beef. I didn't know it was
in the 80s.
Wendy's.
Cameron, that was 2 times before your
It was
time.
Arby's, I thought.
No,
No.
we have
No,
the
we
meat.
have the
Removing
meat.
myself
Yeah.
Where's the Beef? I guess was Wendy's. Either
Yeah,
was
the
an
old
ad for
lady.
like people to eat beef.
No.
No.
Little old lady looking for
Yeah.
the
Yeah, no, I know the
sandwich.
premise. I didn't know it was Wendy's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dave took a break, and it was an old lady for several years.
Alan wrote, that's a terrible looking sandwich. There's no meat. It looks beyond overcooked, yet you claim it's perfectly cooked. And the value proposition is terrible. $12.99 for maybe 3 ounces of well-done cheap cut of beef and a 30-cent bag of chips and a few arugula leaves. So,
Ashley and Jessica, they don't like your roast beef sandwich review. They said they don't like you either.
Oh.
sorry, but you have no food credibility if you think that's a good offer or preparation.
Have you eaten at the Magic Kingdom? Something's halfway decent at Magic Kingdom. We usually give it like a good review.
What's my food credibility?
Derek responded, that looks like hospital sandwiches given to homeless people.
Wait, does it look like hospital sandwiches or food for homeless people?
No, it's that Sunday that all hospitals give food to homeless people.
Oh, do they? Is that a thing?
Yeah, on Christmas Day. No, I'm making this up.
Do they give them rainbow sherbet?
Everyone's like, I didn't know hospitals gave rainbow sherbet and roast beef sandwiches.
On Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day.
Oh my
You get your
God.
tonsils out, they give you the sherbet.
What
That's
hospital are you all at that has Lay's? We had Ruffles. And
back in my day.
Bronx, Lebanon has Ruffles.
Oh, goodness. Ruffles?
Oh my God.
Ruffles have ridges.
Riches, yeah.
Montefiore had Utz.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's-
Alright.
One last comment here. Richard replied, I would expect this at Animal Kingdom in Africa, and you can call it the Fire Festival of the Lion King sandwich. It looks awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Dumpster
We should
fire.
hire him to write jokes.
Oh, I would ask him right now, but I know he's at Avengers Endgame. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Do we have callers for a game?
Well,
We know?
Michelle should tell us who.
Would
Oh,
you like
yeah,
to know
brought
who
to you
brought
by-
you the Wonderful World of Psychotic Comics?
I would, Michelle. Why, thank you.
Well, Tom, the
We could
Wonderful
even put you
World.
on camera. Hold on.
What?
Wait.
Hold on.
Oh, there you
hi.
go.
The Wonderful World of Psychotic Comments is brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Inner Globe Society. Support WDWNT and get early and exclusive access to content that you just can't find anywhere else, including exclusive WDW News Tonight post shows each and every week starting at just $2 a month. For more information, go to patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join the WIGs and help make WDWNT happen through Patreon.
We got to update that image this week.
We do.
Yeah, every event we should change
should
that.
change the
I think
image.
people are
That's
tired
good.
of seeing me banging on a washboard.
Yep.
The Lost Country Bear.
What is it? I'm trying to think of a country bear name now.
Uh,
Oh, clickbait.
oh, clickbait.
Clickbait's on the blog. It's just me on a laptop. Anyway, do we have callers?
We have one caller.
We have a caller for the pyramid.
We do. We
Okay.
do. So.
Which means one of us can give the clue.
Yeah, is that
Okay.
what you
so
want
let's-
to do? You
Yeah,
wanna-
so let's
yeah.
get the the
Alright.
caller on then.
All right. So we're gonna bring our caller on for the pyramid game. Jesse, how you doing?
I hear him really far
We're
away.
gonna talk to his house. Oh, there he
Oh
is.
wait.
Jesse? No. Yeah.
Nope.
No,
Keep
it's
playing
not
with that
fast.
chord. Oh, I think we got it.
How about now?
Oh, there we go.
How you doing, Jesse?
Doing good.
Good. Well, thanks for playing the pyramid with us today. So the pyramid works like so. You're gonna pick one of us here. You got you can pick any one of us here, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Any
except
one of us
you
to
can't
play?
pick Nick or Cameron.
Oh, you can't
Yeah,
pick.
Because
you
Nick
could-
made the
I
questions.
do.
And
Yes.
Cameron's running the show.
Well,
so.
yeah.
That's true. So that's
So me,
four.
Nathan, Michelle, or Jason, you can
Oh.
choose to play.
By
Yeah.
the way, you guys in the mood? Little theme.
There you go.
I don't know. Would that get us mixed? I don't
No,
know.
it's fine.
That one's fine. All right. Because I'm always afraid to play these now.
I don't
That's
know
right.
that they commercially
Game show?
sold the theme.
I don't
for
know.
Pyramid.
Yeah. I love this song though too.
Yeah.
So Jesse, you're gonna get to pick one of us here, and you're gonna play the pyramid, where you're gonna have 90 seconds to guess the 6 items on the list here. We'll give you a choice of different categories to choose from, and the person you choose will give you some clues, and you'll have 90 seconds to guess what word they're trying to get you to say. Okay?
And they're all Hollywood Studios categories?
They're all Stage 89.
Oh, Stage 89, so all like 1989.
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jesse, who would you like to play the game with?
I choose Nathan.
Oh,
there you go.
shucks. You can get me on
Alright.
either camera, I think, at this point.
All right, so I'll give you a choice here. Would you like the category "It's My Pleasure" or "Staged in '89"?
Staged in '89.
All right, "Staged in '89."
Staged in 89.
So Nathan, what's that category related to?
Attractions that opened at WDW in 1989.
Oh, look at that. All right. So I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock, and there's 6 items to guess here. As soon as Nathan starts talking.
Nathan, of course, you can't say any part of the
Right.
Of course.
names of the attractions.
Yeah.
We're
Never.
just going over the pyramid rules.
That's
Never,
true.
ever.
As soon as Nathan starts talking, I will start your clock. Are you ready to go, Jesse?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
So this one has a large boulder in it that goes down very quickly, and someone.
Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular.
Yes. This one was the inspiration for Inside Out, and it starred a small military man and
Cranium Command.
this one had Pee Wee Herman himself, always wanting to do that, and was in
Star
a.
Tours.
This would be the sequel to that. This is well, I don't know if that's accurate.
Oh, no.
No,
Sorry,
you got
Jesse,
it.
you got it.
So this one is one of Tom's favorites, and it's gone, and he's still bitter about it.
It's a lot of things.
And
Delta Dream Flight.
oh, that's really close. This one is currently behind his head.
Oh, great movie ride.
Yeah, this was a large thing that was based on something Universal Studios was doing, and it was similar, but it had crappy movies like Fly the Navigator and some good stuff
Fly the
like
Navigator.
Golden. Actually, I do too.
Backstage studio tour.
Good, and this was a grosser version of Star Tours that made people kind of.
sick.
Body Wars.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Nice.
it.
You got them all.
That's it.
That's good.
Directed by Leonard Nimoy.
You're good at that. Good
You'll
job.
get
Thank
something.
you.
I don't know what he's getting. Jesse, you get a prize. You get something. Don't be pulling stuff out of my drawers.
Yeah.
You get to pick off. You get to pick anything you want off of Tom's shelf.
Nope.
Ooh.
I want that and that.
All right. Well, thank you, Jesse, for playing the pyramid with us tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Have fun this weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
So why we got
Wish I could be there.
confused there was because Nick
I
wrote
did.
Star Tours: The Adventure Continues,
It
and my
was-
brain broke because I
Yeah.
was like, that was not open in
Good job,
1989.
Yeah, no, it just continues.
Oh, you lost that bonus again.
Oh well. No, I think I lost that before
Lost
when
it
I
when we were-
accidentally hit
No,
a
you
button.
definitely did, yeah.
I misread the script to Cornet. You weren't here when I misread the script.
I
for
saw
Cornet.
what was happening.
Oh, did you?
I
Were you
was
watching?
aware. Yeah.
Oh. Do you watch when you go out of
The
the room?
door is open.
Oh.
How do you not pass Cornac in the hallway?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. I think he went to the restroom and then I walked by the door. I think that's what happens. Anyway, do we have another caller?
No.
No more
We don't.
callers right
All right,
now.
put the number up because we have a little more time.
Well, we only have 3 viewers, and one of them called in, so I don't know how many.
Everyone else is watching people come back to life.
Yeah, somebody is alive and
Watching
now
people
someone's dead.
come out of a dustbuster and be reassembled. It's really great.
Mr. Stark, I feel better now.
Yeah, that's how the movie ends.
We should have Jess or Ashley come in and play.
Wait, there, we have a
Oh,
caller.
unless
No,
you got a
there's
caller?
a call.
There's a caller. I don't know who it is. but
'Cause I wanted to use the.
They're
categories
busy
so that
assembling things for the event inside.
Ashley's talking to the.
Oh, we're screening a call right now. Everybody stand by.
Sweet.
And here's the boulder we were talking about, the Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
episode.
that's made of rubber, correct? What is that made of?
Apparently.
I bet we will learn more about
There's-
said boulder.
Yeah, I think between Ron and Jack and James, yeah, I think between the three of them, someone's going to know what the
I'm
boulder is made of.
exclusively asking
All right,
rock-related
we have
questions.
Mike on the
So.
line
How do you know that?
Hello.
because I put Mike on the line.
Oh,
Oh, he's already on.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Because he hit the button.
Hello.
We've completely bypassed Nick at this point.
Yeah. I gotta do something.
me?
Yeah,
hi,
I hear you,
hi.
Mike. Can you hear us?
Mike.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
Good,
All
good.
right.
Where are you calling in from, Mike?
Altamont Springs.
Altamont
Oh.
Springs!
Oh.
like-
Our old home.
Where we used to broadcast
You
from.
do a play- Oh no, it's not. That's-
From the much cooler studio in Altamont. Yes.
Maybe we
It
can
was
get
like
that.
really cold in there.
All right, Mike. Do you know how to play the game Pyramid?
Yes, I do.
All right, good. Which person would you like to play with? Tom, Jason, Michelle, or
I'm
Nick?
gonna pick Tom.
All
Okay.
right. All right, Tom. Let's see. All right. So, Mike, would you like the category staged in '89?
You just did that one.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. It's my.
It's stage 89. The adventure continues. Is
It's-
what that was.
Yep,
Shut up,
that's
Nathan.
it.
It's my pleasure, or if you had dreams.
It's my pleasure.
It's my pleasure. I'm gonna pass this
Oh
over
boy,
to
yeah, I'm
Tom.
real good with Pleasure Island. It'd be great. I'm assuming it's Pleasure Island, right? It sure
It is. Go figure.
Ah.
So tell Mike the.
Mike, It's My Pleasure is a category consisting of former Pleasure Island clubs. Mike, are you familiar with Pleasure Island?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
All
Then
right.
I think we'll be all right.
Well, it's good. At least one of the two of them is.
Yeah. I know enough. I think we'll get
I
through
will
this.
start the clock as soon as Tom starts giving cues or clues.
What am I giving?
Clues. Clues.
Anyway. All right, let's get
Clues.
this thing going.
Clues.
What's a Ute?
The first club had a spinning floor and a bunch of fake people.
Mannequins.
Yes.
Next one had improv.
Comedy Club.
And they're not taking that.
No.
It's a type of building where you store things.
Comedy Warehouse.
Kungaloosh.
Avengers Club.
People at first roller skated in here, and then it was too dangerous, so they changed it.
Rock and Roll Beach Club.
This is the one none of us went to because it wasn't really made for us.
Motion.
No, it played R&B and soul and.
It was sponsored, wasn't it?
Not Armadillo.
No, next to Adventurers Club.
Oh, BET.
That's right. And then 70s and music from the decade after that.
8 tracks.
That's it. You got it. I was getting upset because I said BET Soundstage wasn't made for us.
Maybe not
I'm
you,
not
Tom.
into R&B.
Maybe not you,
I
Tom,
went
but I'm
there.
hip to that.
That
I'm
was
not into
funny.
R&B.
All right, we got another contestant.
Wait, hold on. Now Mike said he's in Altamont Springs. Mike, are you coming to our Pleasure Island event?
No, I am not. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend. I'll be out of town.
Oh, okay, Mike. Well, we'll send you a prize. Thank you
I'm
so
actually
much.
leaving tomorrow.
Actually, Mike, I'm going to make sure we send you the, we have a Pleasure Island related gift. I'm not going to spoil it. But there's a Pleasure Island related gift for the event on Monday. We're going to send you one of those since you seem to be a big Pleasure Island fan.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice.
Thanks for playing, Mike. All right, Jason, we have another caller.
We do. We have Katie on the line.
Katie, you there?
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
How you doing tonight? Good.
Is there just a bad delay? Can she hear us?
You excited to play the pyramid game with us tonight?
Hang on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
All right.
Okay.
Do you know the rules for the for pyramid?
Yes.
All right, great. So, Katie, who would you like to play the game with? Tom, Jason, Michelle, or Nathan?
I'll play with Jason.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Good choice.
Now, Kate, would you like the category if you had dreams or fun in the lagoon? Couldn't think of a category.
When Nick says it.
I guess fun in the lagoon.
All right, well, this category is all questions about Nicolo Cicero.
And Typhoon Lagoon.
So, Jason, read the category description for Kate.
The first one is Van Candy.
We call Nick the creature of Typhoon Lagoon.
All the clues in this category are things you will see at Typhoon Lagoon that are not Nick's glasses.
There you go. Things that.
Oh no, I've never been there.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Oh. Okay.
All right, well, we're gonna. Jason's gonna start giving the clues. When he starts, I'll put 90 seconds. I'll start the 90-second clock.
All right.
Okay.
This first one is a big body of water that's in most water parks.
A pool, a wave pool.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip number 2. These are things that the dudes do in SoCal with the big waves.
Surfing.
What do they do that on?
Surfboard.
Yes. These are things that you sit in on the sand.
Chairs, beach chairs.
Yes. These are people that will rescue those who are drowning.
Lifeguard.
Yes. This is a stream of water that goes around and around.
The lazy river.
Yes. And we'll go back to the one we skipped. This is not a crocodile, but an
alligator.
Yeah, and there's a special name for the one that's the mascot of Typhoon Lagoon.
Is it like alley alligator or?
Think of
Oh
the
no,
name,
I'm terrible.
Think of the name of the park.
Typhoon Lagoon. Her.
It's the second word of the name of the park followed by the letter A.
Sure.
Yeah.
Laguna Gator.
Yes! All right!
Nice.
You know, Katie, usually some people that know the park that's in question still can't figure out the clues, so I'm impressed.
That is
You
good.
put together Laguna Gator very quickly.
Yeah, Jason, you crushed it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You will get a
did do
prize
good.
Way to go.
in 6 to 8 months.
Just in time for our next event, Stage 90.
You get free tickets to Stage 90. That's right.
A stream of water. water that goes round and round, and you actually got
What the
that.
dudes
Lazy
do.
River.
The best is what the dudes do in SoCal. Oh man, you are the most out of touch person I have
She
ever
did get
encountered.
it. She did
What
get it.
the dudes do in SoCal. Actually, he's talking like it's 1989. He's in theater.
Yeah.
Boy. Thanks, Kate.
All right, so
Thank
Kate,
you,
hang
Kate.
on the line and we'll get your information.
All right. Anybody else?
We do have one more person.
All right, this is gonna be our last one. This is it. So we're cutting off the phone line. Ashley, cut off the phone line.
I think you like yelling at people in the other
I
room.
do. This needs to be a
Like a
thing.
headquarters.
Yeah, it is.
I want an office now. We need to have an
All right,
office.
so we've got Anthony on the line.
Hey, Anthony. How you doing tonight?
Good. Hello, Mr. Corliss. Long time no talk.
Oh boy, is this Anthony Yaculo?
It is, sir.
Oh, how is Anthony doing? Anthony, how are you?
Good. Good. My schedule has kind of kept me from doing voices and appearing, but I figured I'd give a call in.
Great, great. Well, all right. Well, let's play the pyramid. You're no longer staff currently, so you are eligible during your hiatus.
On again, off again staff, shall we say.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure Whiny Jacques will return to us someday. But anyway, Nick, go ahead.
Anthony, who would you like to play the pyramid with? Tom, Jason, Michelle, or Nathan?
I think Jason.
All right. And would you like the
What the
category?
dudes do.
Dudes!
What the
They
dudes
play with
do in
Jason.
SoCal?
All the dudes.
Would you like the category if you had dreams or end this game?
I know what I want.
I think we'll go for the first one.
All right. If you had dreams.
What is this category?
If you had dreams, things you might have seen on Delta Dreamflight. Did you ever ride Delta Dreamflight, Anthony?
I can safely say I have not.
Oh,
But
man.
you've seen the Martin video, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be all right. If we could do Typhoon Lagoon,
Yeah,
we
it'll
could
be
do
fine.
this. This is fine.
All right. I'll put 90 seconds on the clock. Start the timer when Jason starts giving you clues.
All right. This is where a building where cows live.
Barn.
Yes.
In SoCal.
This is on the front of an airplane.
Propeller.
Yes. This is where you might have lunch at work.
Lunchroom. Cafeteria.
Yeah, now the shortened version of that.
Cafe.
Yes. This is an aircraft with two sets of wings. One on top of the other.
Biplane.
Yes.
Biplane.
These are things that produce rain.
Clouds.
Yes. And this is a basket that you float in to partake of the sights from up in the air.
A balloon.
Yeah, what kind of balloon? What kind of balloon?
What is Jason full of?
What
Hot
kind?
air.
Yes! All right!
I'm glad he said hot air and not something else.
Oh my goodness. Partake in the sights.
A basket that you sit in to partake
I
in
can't
the
say
sights, yes.
air.
In
Well,
SoCal.
The dudes in SoCal sit in this and partake in the sights, yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The
So
dudes.
Oh boy.
What the dudes
thank
do.
you, Anthony.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Anthony. Very good to hear from you, and hopefully we'll hear from you sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
I think you will.
I've got no rumors with Randy gone. I don't know anything.
I know.
So.
All right, awesome. Well,
Thank you, Anthony. We'll talk to you soon.
We'll send
Thanks,
you a
Tom.
prize too.
Yeah, we'll still send you something. Don't worry about it.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
So that's going to end our first hour. We have a very big segment coming up in our second hour. This is something we haven't done in a little while. We opened voting a couple days ago, and you were able to vote and choose the 30 biggest moments in the history of Disney's Hollywood Studios. When we come back, we're going to begin that countdown, part one of our countdown, when we come back tonight.
So, you're at Disney Springs. There's nothing like a nice lunch and a little shopping, is there? But then the sun goes down. what are you to do?
Stay right where you are. Entertainment. Nightlife. There's no place more happening on the super southwest side of Orlando than Disney Springs. You and your bros out to find some hot single chicas at 8:30 p.m.? Head on over to Raglan Road Irish Pub and dance the night away to covers of Bruno Mars songs with a fiddle.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Or fly on down to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. They're themed like the 1930s. No! But they got the best bangers direct from the playlist at your local American Eagle. Yes! And just because the moon is out, it doesn't mean you can't still get your shopping on. Check out Crystal Arts by Erebus Brothers. They got lots of stuff made of glass your mom never would have let you touch. But where is she now? That's right, in a nursing home. Touch away, baby. You looking for a wilder time? Cheese and wine experience at Terralina.
Mamma mia!
Cheese. Wow. Experience. It's so extreme, it'll melt your face off. Now it's 11:45 and your suit's wasted on cheese and glass breaking. Where do you get a nightcap? Move that keister down to Enzo's Hideaway. It's like a real-life speakeasy because nobody can seem to find it. What a wild night on Disney property. And you're back in bed by 1, just in time to catch 2 hours of sleep before you get in line for Galaxy's Edge. Disney Springs. It's your place to be, I guess. Suck it, City Walk!
While you're enjoying the program you're listening to or watching right now, did you know that WDWNT.com has even more original programs you could be enjoying? Like
Dreamfinders is WDW News Today's podcast all about the creative culture surrounding Disney parks. Curious what it's like to read poetry about the Haunted Mansion? Well, we've talked to someone who has. How about what it takes to actually build a Disney castle? We've chatted with a guy who did just that. Authors, Imagineers, dancers, actors, photographers, filmmakers, and a whole lot more have all stopped by to chat about how Disney has inspired their artistic work. Dreamfinders. Episodes drop every other Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcatcher.
4 panelists, 30 minutes, 1 week in Disney Parks news. This is Parks Center. On Parks Center, the panel and I cover the top 7...
7?
Yeah, 7 Disney Park stories of the past week. From attraction news to transportation scandals to new food and merchandise, we'll cover it all in 30 minutes or less. You can watch us stream live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. at WDWNtunes.com, watch episodes on demand at youtube.com/WDWNT, or subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.
Ride Rehab is the podcast of ridiculously reskinning, refurbishing, and even removing Disney attractions, shows, areas, and parks. Can we cram Star Wars or Marvel into anything else? Just listen and find out. Visit riderehab.com to start listening now. That's riderehab.com.
WDWNT Nerd Alert is the podcast that encompasses all things Marvel and Star Wars in a fun and entertaining format. On each episode, we take a look at the latest news, provide reviews for the latest feature films, inform you about what is going on in the comic book world, and discuss and debate original topics pertaining to the worlds of Marvel, Star Wars, and beyond. Find us on various podcast applications by searching for WDWNT Nerd Alert.
The WDW News Today podcast is the one that started them all. Join us for comprehensive history segments, heated debates, epic countdowns, and more from the Disney theme parks around the globe. Just search for WDW News Today in whatever podcast service you choose.
Last but certainly not least is WDWNT's premiere show, WDW News Tonight. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. for a live, weekly audio and video show that combines the latest headlines, comedy, trending vacation topics, call-in games, and in-depth discussions to bring Disney fans a one-of-a-kind 2-hour program covering the Disney parks. If you can't catch the show live, you can always watch it later on YouTube or listen to it through your desired podcast service.
Get more info on all of these shows and more online at WDWNT.com, the worldwide leader in Disney parks news and entertainment.
back to WDW News Tonight. We are live on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and WDWNtunes.com, wherever you're joining us. If you're actually watching live, thank you for tuning in. If you didn't go, if you missed tickets to Avengers Endgame or are joining us tomorrow, which I assume are the only people who are actually watching tonight, thank you for joining us anyway. On next week's show, we will finish our countdown of the 30 biggest moments in the history of Disney's Hollywood Studios. So we are back on May 2nd. Make sure you tune in for that. That's all I've got for next week. So yeah. What game? I don't know what game yet.
I'm sure
Nick,
between all of the other stuff, we'll find something to do.
Well, you had an idea for a game.
I do.
What's the game next week?
My new game?
Oh, is it a new one?
I don't know. It does.
No, it should be like studios related.
Oh, okay. Well, remember I gave you an idea for a new game.
Yes, I don't remember what it was.
Well, it didn't have a name.
Oh, okay.
We'll
figure it out, folks. We'll let you know.
Nick's new game.
No, I
so
thought
secretive.
Yeah.
I thought we should do something like Jeopardy or something like big. I thought.
We'd
But-
never.
Well,
we don't
Jeopardy's
do Jeopardy.
retired.
Jeopardy's retired.
Yeah. We've discussed this 50 times.
Even I knew Jeopardy.
Due to legal restrictions,
Oh, wow.
Jeopardy is retired. Yeah.
All right. That's why we haven't played it in a while.
Some game next week. There'll be a game of some sort next week. Maybe the CP thing. I don't
Tom,
know.
it'll be what the dudes do in
Tony's
SoCal.
Town Square. We could bring the.
Tony's. I don't know about Tony's.
Tony's has worked great the last 2 times, so I can't imagine why we wouldn't do it
The
again.
second one
As
wasn't
long
bad.
as the tree of dice can be involved.
Maybe we could just have.
She's
like
been
a
looking at
dice
the
game.
chat too much. I don't like this.
She does. She's
They're
got the
filling her
chat
head with
open.
ideas.
She's got the chat open the whole time.
They're all
That's what I do.
conspiring against
Yep.
me. So Jason, who brings us the show this week?
The show this week is brought to you by Never Grow Up Vacations, our newest travel sponsor and exclusive travel partner of WDW News Today. Never Grow Up Vacations specializes in selling Disney destinations all around the world. Be like us and never grow up. Just head to nevergrowupvacations.com and book your next Disney trip today.
Do you have that written anywhere?
No,
I
I just
made
totally
that.
made that up.
Totally made it up.
That was pretty
That's
good.
Thank you. Don't.
I was
Take
like
your
looking
job.
where he's reading.
Yeah, I don't know. I kept looking for a sheet. I'm like, he's just playing with the cord that's not attached
No,
to anything.
it is
No,
attached
it is
now.
now.
We looked it up now.
Now it is. Now
Yeah?
he's real.
No, I just.
So
came up
someone
with
was just actually reading it to him, and he's repeating it.
I just kind of went along with what Michelle usually
Sorry, Michelle.
does.
We'll have that written out. If we can get that out of his brain, we'll have that
I
written
mean,
out.
I
for
can't
you
even
for
do this
next
with the
week.
script in front of me.
But Michelle, you can tell everybody about WDWNT the app.
Oh, hang on. I'm in the
WDWNT
chat.
the app. Now, actually, there's a new version of the app.
Oh, forget it, Michelle. You can just go.
There's a new version. You don't have to come tomorrow. Or next week.
Tomorrow.
This is a daily show
There's
now.
once
Don't come to the free movie tomorrow.
there's a new version of the app in the Apple and Android app stores, so get the new version today. Because the new version allows you to receive updates during Stage 89.
Oh.
We will be sending updates directly to
You have
the app.
push notifications.
So
Push
when inevitably
notifications.
something goes wrong and we need to send you somewhere else, you'll want to have this.
So download the app today and be ready for Stage 89.
So my question though is, when are we getting the app so we can do like Disney Play stuff, where you can go to Tony's and play
That's
Tony's?
coming. We're actually
That's
having the
what we-
math game on the app. We're
And it's
they're
actually
working-
it's a game where like there's a server with a bucket and you gotta catch all the vomit. Thank you, Jason
Go
and
ahead,
Michelle, for
You can-
telling us all
Yeah, wait.
about.
WDWNT the app, bringing the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news.
Anywhere you want it.
Oh, I was going to say, bring the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news anywhere in your pocket.
Thank you.
You know, this show is really
Something.
missing something.
Never
And
grow
it's-
up.
And it's the towel. It's the towel. Without the towel, we can't do this.
Be just like us and never grow up.
Oh my God. All right, we're ready to take a commercial break. When we come back, the 30 biggest moments in the history of Disney's Hollywood Studios begins. Stick around.
Hello, I'm Connor Treadwell, lead creative for Disney Upper Management Solutions, or as we call it around the water cooler, the DUMS Group. Here at Disney, we've been making some big changes, including our recent new policy banning all smoking inside the parks. Now, I know that might not be the most popular decision amongst our nicotine-loving fans, but don't think for a moment we've forgotten about you. The Dumbs Group is excited to announce a new Disney experience exclusively tailored for the black-lunged. The Smoking Characters Breakfast. That's right, you and your smokestack friends now have the chance to enjoy breakfast the way you like, with a cigarette or cigar in hand. But you won't be alone dragging that poison directly into your body. Some of Disney's most famous smoking characters will stop by your table to bum a cig, including Baby Herman, Cruella de Vil, the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, Captain Hook, and Toy Story's Wheezy. Sound too good to be true? Well, don't you take my second-hand opinion for it. Here's actual guests with their experiences.
I already miss the camaraderie I found in the smoking sections at Disney. Those hidden areas weren't a place of shame, but our very own Club 33. It's nice to have that experience back with this character. Breakfast.
I've met so many like-minded people during these breakfasts, and there's nothing like enjoying Disney the way Walt intended. I used to go through a pack during Carousel of Progress.
Yes, the Smoking Character Breakfast is the perfect place to light up over some amazing themed foods, all smoked to perfection, including ham, halibut, and Gouda. And don't forget to try our special Mar Nicotini cocktail. And coming soon with the opening of Galaxy's Edge, our Death Stick dining package with guests Watto and Darth Vader. Stay tuned and happy puffing.
You can see my legs.
It's not happening.
You know.
You've given jams to the...
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight.
It's so good.
Wrong event. Anyway. More on that another time. Yeah. All right, so it's time for our in-depth discussion, which this week happens to be the 30 biggest moments in the history of Disney's Hollywood studio.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at Jason.
I thought so too. I'm like, what?
Anyway,
Yeah, I put the
so
survey up, but whatever.
We've done this many times. So we had you vote. You were able to rank moments, and then we have them in order of how many votes they got. And so over the next 2 weeks, we're going to count down from 30 down to number 1, the 30 biggest moments in the history of Disney's Hollywood Studios in celebration of the park's 30th anniversary, which is, of course, coming up on May 1st. But based on how much Stage 89 promotion we've done, I'm sure you knew that already. So, do we have any music? Something to put us in the mood, perhaps.
In the mood? Oh,
Yes.
I got mood
Oh,
music.
no. What have I done?
I got mood music for you.
You set him up. You set him up.
Of course, tonight's show is brought to you by Coca-Cola in Arabic. Anyway. Cameron, you didn't wear your shirt. Did you wear it last week?
No, it's too large.
It's too big? Yeah. Oh, it's just right for me. Oh, the Twilight Zone Tower Tour. That's
There
a thing
you
in Hollywood
go. It's a
Studios.
thing in
Good
Hollywood
job,
Studios.
Nick. All right. So why don't we just get started? We should just get started with this. Let's start with moment number 30. You don't have a drum roll, do you?
Oh, God. So many sounds. You're asking for so much.
From the soundboard. You knew what segment we were doing.
Who would have thought a sound guy would have sounds? He's searching for drum roll.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
All right, moment number 30. 2001, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It opens. Woo! Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It was an attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios theme park at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida.
No.
And also at Disney California Adventure in Anaheim, California.
Wow.
The attraction was a modified version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire television show where guests got to play along for fabulous prizes like pins and hats and sometimes a cruise.
I was the stand-in for Meredith Vieira when that opened.
Is that
Yeah?
true?
Yep.
Wow. That's
Nice.
kind of cool.
Okay.
Huh.
I had the same hair color and was the same height, so they had me.
So like they
cool.
took pictures and you were there.
I was there because Meredith wasn't.
Yeah.
Right, but like also all the promo pictures have you in it.
I don't think he knows what a
I don't think
stand-in
he knows
is.
what a stand-in is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's not like a Photoshop thing.
No, but like when it first opened, you were hosting the show?
No.
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 What were you doing?
She was there to film, I assume.
Because
they used to do shows from there sometimes.
Yeah, when
like
they do
real
the
show.
setup and like all
Okay.
of that stuff, they bring in somebody who looks like the host.
Oh, so
And
you
they-
were the stand-in for the
I was the
setup,
stand-in
not
for
for
the
the
host.
real show.
Right, because you don't need a stand-in during the real show.
Well, I thought if Meredith Vieira wasn't there for the real show,
Oh,
then
like
you would be the
filling in.
stand-in.
So they were filming
What's that
actual
technically
Millionaire
called?
in that theater.
Film
Yeah.
professor.
Yes.
What's it called when you're actually a fill-in for somebody and not just a stand-in?
It's just a substitute. You're just subbing in.
So you're a sub. There's no.
You're a sub.
There's no
I mean,
technical.
in theater, you're
This
Guest
or
host?
You're an
Guest host.
Guest host.
understudy.
This is
Understudy.
the dumbest show. The dumbest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway.
You were like the
That's
body
cool.
double
No,
for
but
Meredith
that's
Vieira.
legitimately cool.
There we go.
Double?
Yeah.
Stunt
Yeah,
double. You
stunt
could've
double.
You did all the stunts.
I did as the chair moved.
What? Blah, 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 lights.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was a wonderful attraction.
Oh, it
I
was.
missed this very
I
much.
loved
I
it.
think this captured everything that park was meant to be later. I think it was the idea of if we can't have real production, let's do fake production and make you feel like you're at the real
And
thing.
get prizes too.
Oh, that was you had to though. I mean, what were you going to do? Have people just play for fun? I think it had to.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I always played for fun.
But it was always no. But I'm just saying, I thought that was a cool idea.
It was
to be like,
absolutely.
let's-
I love
Let's
this
give
show.
away some
This
real
was the
prize
best
that's
show.
not $1 million.
This was the best show. I loved it.
I was a stand-in for Regis.
That seems about right.
Where are they now?
Cameron, Regis Philbin is an old
I never even saw
television
this show.
show.
He's 300 times as old as you, Cam.
Regis-
Oh man, you really weren't old enough to have
No.
seen like old
Oh,
millionaires.
that's so sad.
No.
Wow.
I remember it being around, I believe, but I don't remember.
When you
I
were
remember-
born, it was on 7 nights
The-
a week.
The savior of the American Broadcasting Company, and this little toddler over here is like, I don't know, it was a thing.
A show that said Bob Iger to the top.
Yes,
Didn't-
it did.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really did.
Well, it
And
did
then
because
it crashed and burned.
well, it did because it failed, and that's when he came in with like Desperate Housewives and Lost and all that. That's what sent Bob to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Tom, this is when it comes to pins. This is a big thing for you, right? Your white whale is one of the
It's just the million.
million.
I'm
million
only
pin.
missing the million pin.
Yeah.
I have the half million.
So if you're out there and you have it,
Wow.
give it to Tom.
Yeah, I have the hat. I have the jacket. I have an actual button panel. I don't have it. It's in New York, but I have the actual like fast finger button panel.
Oh wow!
For when Theme Park Connection had them back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember Theme Park Connection, everybody? I hope so because they were mentioned in the ad tonight. Anyway, I love the real show. We always watch. I remember fondly with my grandparents. We'd all go over to their house and watch Millionaire. And so it was,
7 nights a week.
it was at least 5 at one
Yeah.
point, and that was we did it. We
Did you
watched
have
it.
Did you have the PC game that came with
Oh,
cereal?
absolutely. Yeah. Who didn't?
I
It came with,
I definitely
got-
did.
I have the CD-ROM still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Cameron,
that and
a
Chex Quest.
CD-ROM. Yeah.
Cameron, do you eat cereal? Is that a thing you used to
No, it's granola bars and avocado toast.
do? Yeah.
Yeah, avocado toast.
Every morning I have a nice big bowl of YOLOs. But no, this was cool. Like even everybody playing up in the upper levels, you all at least had that boxy,
Yeah, to ask an
answer
audience and
pad.
stuff. And
So everyone was playing fastest finger.
Yep.
It was really neat.
Does anyone know anybody that actually got on to the hot seat?
yes.
Yeah.
I know a woman, she's a pin trader, who won the cruise.
Oh wow!
Yeah, her name's Robin.
Huh. Congrats, Robin.
She's probably not watching tonight because she's probably,
She's probably
at
at
Avengers.
Avengers.
But yeah, no, I know her. She won the cruise. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. There you go. Anything else to say about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? No?
It should be higher than number 30.
It's still going on, right?
It was only 5 years. The
It's hosted by, like,
attraction only
Drew
lasted for
Carey or
5
something.
years. No.
No, it's
What's his name?
Michael Strahan at one point. I don't
Yeah,
know.
who was before
But there's
that?
isn't there like a daytime version? Oh, hello. Isn't
Yeah.
there like a daytime version that someone else
There is a
does?
daytime
Yeah.
version. Yeah, it's been
And then-
several hosts of the daytime
Yeah.
version already now.
Most of them.
Now it's like a generic guy. I forget his name.
A generic guy.
He wasn't like
I
famous,
assume
super
it's-
famous before.
Isn't it the guy that hosts America's Funniest Home Videos? What's his name?
No, it's not Tom.
Alfonso Rivera?
No, Alfonso. Yeah, is it
Is
him?
it now?
Is it really?
It might.
If
be.
only we had a device that could. Hold on, everybody.
I want to know.
I'm gonna look it up.
In the meantime, we'll move on to moments 29, 28, 27,
No, hold on. Who
26.
wants to be a millionaire? We'll find out right now. Open up the Wikipedia page.
Well, I mean, it was a British show too. It's something some people in America don't realize.
It was a British show
Uh,
before it
started
was
as
an
a British
American
television show.
Here are the hosts it has had: Regis Philbin, Meredith Vieira, Cedric the Entertainer, who's obviously
What?
yeah,
Yeah, the daytime
Terry
one.
Crews
Oh, that's what you're thinking.
That's who I'm thinking of.
and Chris Harrison.
Who's Terry Crews?
Who's Chris Harrison?
We don't know. Just
That's who
random
I
people.
said. I said
I
the
think-
somewhat.
I thought you said Chris Hansen. I was
No.
like, that's a different kind of show.
No, Cedric was host when Patrick was on Millionaire.
Yes,
I
that's
believe.
right.
Yeah, that's why I knew Cedric because I watched when Patrick was on.
Yep.
And then Chris was just on with the new guy.
Oh.
Crystal Straps used to work.
The new guy.
So we've had two WDWNT staff members on Who Wants to Be Millionaire.
On the real TV
On the
show.
real television show.
Not,
Patrick won $250,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not the
Yeah.
game at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, no
did
one
I
knew
not
that.
know
Patrick
these things?
Hackett won $250,000. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yeah.
That's the whole. Do you listen to the commercials when Patrick's
Yeah.
like, "I won that game show money."
I thought it was a joke.
No, it's real.
It's real.
$250,000.
You're learning things.
And they bought Disney Vacation Club. That was their first thing they did when they won.
Huh. Giving right back to Disney.
Yep.
Don't we all? Anyway, moment number 29.
Oh no, it's not that. No, that's
Not. See, Google search for drumroll doesn't always work out right.
That's more like a drum line.
1992, The Voyage of the Little Mermaid premiered.
Woo!
And
I love
stayed
that.
on like a curse.
Nah, this is such a good show.
Now,
worse.
you know, here's what's happening at Hollywood Studios is these things open and they're cool for like 5 years. And then we all were like, all right, it's time for that to go. And they didn't go.
But
And so now they've outlived all these things that we loved and cherished. And so now it's like, this is like the last tie back to those things we love.
Yeah.
And so Voyage and Indy and Beauty and the Beast, we have all suddenly become okay with. Because they're like the last
they didn't leave.
vestiges
They
of
didn't
what
leave
we
when they
cared
should have
about.
left, and now it's all that's left.
Like Living with the Land.
That's right.
I won't get into that.
Wow.
I said
I
it.
think it needs to go back to
Listen to the land. Listen to the land.
So Voyage of the Little Mermaid is
Listen
a
to the
live
land.
show attraction at Hollywood Studios. That's a 17-minute abridgment of the 1989 film The Little Mermaid, along with a mix of live actors and puppets. The show features effects such as light and laser projections on auditorium walls and light rain over the audience. It replaced Here Comes the Muppets on January 7th, 1992 in the Animation Courtyard Theater.
I don't remember Here Comes the Muppets.
It was
That's 'cause
very
it only
short.
lasted
I don't remember the Muppets. What were they?
2.5 years.
I remember that just because the monorail crashed through the wall. That's like a childhood memory that stuck with me. That monorail crashing through that wall.
That was crashing into the station at Grand Floridian. That's what you're thinking.
Wow.
Wow. That's dark.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
dark.
bad.
That took a turn.
Hey, by the
That
way,
is really bad.
an interesting story about this ride, this show, is on Dreamfinders. I had Hal Bowers, and he talks about how he snuck in to Hollywood Studios when they were still doing construction, and just walked in, and there was all these people in fish costumes, but they were like blacklight,
Yeah.
and they looked like ninjas, and they just looked at him like they thought he was supposed to be there, and he just tried to look like, and like they didn't have any reason to think he shouldn't be there, so he was like there while they were still testing out the show, and he was like, they had no idea what they were looking at until they came back when it was open, because then it was in blacklight and made sense.
wow.
So it's good.
wow.
Shameless plug.
I like this show. I mean, I like the Little Mermaid show. I think it's well done.
I think it's interesting that it's basically like a continuous show. I think there was such an interesting concept to develop this thing that you could do like every half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this has a fair number of performers. I mean, this is a labor-intensive show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
got a lot of performers. They do a fantastic job, like without tripping over each other in complete darkness.
Yeah.
I think it's a well put on show. It's not like a movie or it's not a film projected. It's live actors up on stage,
Puppetry,
and I really
yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I think it's underrated.
Cutting edge for the time.
Yeah, but the projection elements currently in the show are the worst projected elements in all of Disney World.
well, they're
like the
original
water
from
thing.
They're OG like film strip is what it looks like.
I love the laserfish.
Yeah, the
laserfish
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, enjoy it while it still lasts, folks. It's something special. All right, moment number 28. ...2003 Residential Street closes.
This was the beginning of the end.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
On July 2nd, 2003, Residential Street was closed to the public, and then you always want to close things right before the 4th of July, by the way. Closed to the public and then demolished. A small cast-member-only event was held to mark the closing of Residential Street before it began to be demolished. The area was being removed to make way for the Lights Motors Action Extreme Stunt Show. Cameron, were you live for that?
No.
A show that was being imported from Disneyland Paris as part of the Disney Parks Worldwide 50th Anniversary Celebration.
Should have gave it back.
Because of this addition to the stunt show, the tram tour had to be reworked quite a bit, and small portions of the old Residential Street were turned into areas for the Boneyard portion of the tour, which was dramatically scaled down. In addition to Residential Street being demolished, the archway on New York Street was also taken down to make room for the tram to be able to maneuver through the area. This was the beginning of the end of the backlot tour, which obviously is an important part of the studios, because it was one of the main reasons why the park was built. But this, I think, marked the transition. I think this marked we are officially out of real production, and we're just going to do this like fake show stuff now. That we're saying we're putting you in real production. You see how real production works, but we're not actually doing real production.
Now, so Indiana Jones was exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, they always had that theme, and so there was this balance of you went on the backlot tour was real,
like
stuff.
the real stuff.
Other than Catastrophe Canyon and the tank, you were mostly seeing real stuff. Like they drove through areas that were like sometimes New York Street was being filmed on.
Right, like the Golden Girls would come out of the door and stuff in their house.
Yeah,
they
live
come out,
there.
they wave. Yeah.
But it was active production being done, and so it was always this balance of fake and real. Where like if no one was using New York Street, then sometimes Dick Tracy characters would pop out and like shoot at the car and stuff like that. But this was officially, I think, marked the point where they were like, we're not doing production in this park anymore.
Well, it was after Golden Girls was canceled. They didn't need Residential.
Really hung up on Golden Girls.
You know, you can buy Golden Girls Funko Pops now. Did you know that?
What? I want them.
You can buy Golden Girls Funko.
They probably just look like people.
Look,
I don't understand Funkos of humans. I don't
they're
get
old
it.
people.
I think that Disney's thought process behind this was they said, look, we've already reached the peak. We did Ernest Saves Christmas here. There's nothing else we can do with this street. We just need to close it.
Oh my.
So that's probably what happened.
Yeah, maybe.
Where's that worst joke of the week?
Thank you.
No, Nick's got
Don't
the
shame a
drum
good
roll.
holiday tradition.
Don't make
use
it
him now.
something else.
He's even got
Literally,
drums on
Ernest
the
Saves
wall.
Christmas will outlast most of Hollywood studios. So
There you go.
I'm kind of proud a little bit.
I don't think it is worse than mine, but it's fine.
Peer pressure. How to play it.
And like Lightspeeder's actually that the Paris park is by far the worst Disney park in the world. And to
Should
be
I
like,
not go?
this is this one,
No, you
not
should.
the second park. The first park's very
Oh,
pretty.
okay.
You should see the first park.
First park.
And you'll get to see Phantom Manor now. It's very exciting.
It's opening.
Why you decided to take the one thing that was slightly popular from a park no one was going to is beyond me. But
Yeah, they could.
I mean, that worked with Soarin', but
Yeah. Yeah.
you're just taking things from failed parks around the world.
right. Because we want them here.
Yeah. And then from Tokyo, we got the only bad thing.
Yeah, Cinderella Bration.
Great.
The worst show ever in Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah, probably. They liked it a lot.
They like.
There was a
waving.
lot of waving.
They like waving.
Yeah, they do like to wave.
It's the weirdest thing. All they do is wave.
Well,
yeah.
they don't wave to each other in normal
they
life.
bow.
It's very different.
Yeah, so they wave it.
Not even like your life in Tokyo is you look forward and don't even like interact with people around you. Do what you're doing and stay out of the way of other people.
That's also what you do on the OBT. So
We're usually looking for people.
Now he's got the drop.
yeah. Now he's good. He's all
gonna
set.
move- I'm gonna
He's
move
very
on.
good at finding the sexy button on the
Anyway.
soundboard.
Oh,
He seems
yeah.
to find that one.
I call it the pleasure, but
No!
Oh, boy. Cameron's face. Even Ronald Reagan had less of a smile for a moment. He was president in '89.
True.
We should bring him to the event.
We should.
Oh my gosh, yes. Put him in a backpack.
We paid for him to have a meal. He just fills one of the seats.
He just sits in one of the seats.
Oh man. Pleasure Beach. We bring him to Pleasure Beach.
yeah.
so
We
good.
put a hula skirt and sunglasses.
Yeah, make him a photo op.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, that's a
When
good
we have the
idea.
character meet and greets.
I'm gonna move on now.
Okay.
Anyone have anything else to say about Residential
Nope.
Street?
No.
All right. Next one, Nick. 27.
We're gonna be here for 4 more hours.
Yeah, gosh.
2016, the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights is retired.
Dumb as
This
me.
was a big deal.
On September 11, 2015, and do not make a joke, Jason, Disney announced that the 2015, you've made enough bad jokes tonight.
I didn't
Disney
even get the
announced
sound
that
yet.
the 2015 holiday season would be the final season for the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights, and in January of 2016, they concluded forever.
Sad.
Dumb.
I
This
was here.
was, yeah.
It was the dumbest thing they ever did. There was a reason why everybody went to that park.
When you have so much land available in Florida and you decide that for the 14 acres of Star Wars, you really need to destroy that back half of the street. Because they left the front half for the most part.
Right.
So you literally only got one city block. You couldn't leave that to do the lights.
Yeah, it's bad. This was a terrible decision. Terrible decision. I like this. This was the studio's version of Epcot's Food and Wine. It's what people came to that park for.
Yep.
It's what they came for every year.
Well, and it's strange they didn't just reassess it and try to do it in a different way and call it the same thing. I mean, just to obliterate the whole concept altogether, it seems like a real slap for tradition in a park that lacks tradition, period.
My parents haven't been since. That's
stopped
annually they
coming.
would go.
Yeah. So take that. No one's showing up to Hollywood Studios anymore, and that's why.
What a mistake.
I mean, Star Wars? Who's heard of that?
No one's going to go see that.
I hear the Christmas lights on Batu are very nice.
For Life Day.
Christmas, do they?
Yeah.
The Akbar family spectacle.
You know what? That would make it up for me.
He's like the announcer.
Yeah.
Now a classic from my home. Oh boy. They put a tree around the Black Spire.
You can give out meals on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the death of Hollywood Studios was this slow progression, and there were things we knew were going. Backlot Tour closes in 14, and we're like, okay, that's the thing we're willing to let go. You can take that. Lights, Motors, Action, all right. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Playground, we love it, but you can have it. And then Osborne was when things went bad. That was the one where we were like, uh-oh. And then, Magic of Disney Animation, we're like, uh-oh. And then finally, Great Movie Run, really, well, that's it. We lost the park. Yeah.
We're all screwed.
I mean, it's not destroyed. I mean, without a doubt, Galaxy's Edge will be amazing. But
they didn't
the
have
park
to
lost
destroy
all of its
everything.
other
They didn't have
no,
to get rid of the character of the park.
No, because Imagineering,
Star Wars
it's
park.
like, oh, we're going to change what this park is, and we've came up with a great new concept. It's going to you live out these adventures.
Wait, that wasn't. That was Bob Chapek.
No, that's like an Imagineering thing. That was their new concept. Was the park is where you can live out these.
You can ride the movies,
You take
as it
the
were.
starring role
Yeah,
in the
you
story.
can ride the
You take a
movie.
more active role than watching something be produced. You're actually part of the story.
Yeah,
That's
like
whole-
the water effects tank. I mean,
But that's
this
you
was all
acting
there.
in a thing. The idea now is you are in the story, you are a character, actually in the world
Yeah.
of the film.
Like you're doing your own.
You are actually a toy in Andy's. You're not on the set of Toy Story,
Right.
which doesn't have a set because it's animated.
I mean,
but
yeah,
you are actually a toy in the movie. You are a person traveling to Batu in the Star Wars galaxy.
But what are you on Hollywood Boulevard?
A person who's arrived in Hollywood in 1930.
Right, a person watching space Nazis go by. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of theming issues. there.
I mean, I'm fine with that reimagining of the park, but you can't just do it halfway.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think eventually the rest will be done.
Well,
I don't think they're finished. I think we will lose everything else.
Probably, but I really wish they just would have started from scratch and done it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe just built another park.
Exactly.
It would have been something.
Bingo.
I mean, undoubtedly, this park needed something. I don't doubt that. Like, there needed to be some sort of big land built in this park.
Toy Story Land.
Well, and if your theme is going to be, let's screw over the thing that's coming in, it's not exactly a theme that goes well with time. And I think I understand the need to make a shift. I understand the need to do things where you're like, all right, let's strip out the things that don't work. Osborne's not that.
No.
Osborne can do its own thing and have not been a problem.
Like Osborne, they could have left Residential Street and just closed it off for 9 months of the year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't have to demolish it. They could have just closed it off and not have it open to the public for 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about that, but...
Well, I mean, if they were doing something else and it didn't fit the theme, then fine.
I don't know why, if you're going to build an LA area, that they couldn't shift Star Wars Land over and just have made that street just LA.
So it's 10:36 and we've done 4 of them.
Yeah. There's only 15 tonight.
Oh, that's true.
It's half and half tonight.
I guess.
Yeah.
We
We'll
still
move
got
on.
so many more to go.
We'll move on. That's fine. All right, number 26.
Oh my
2011 Star Tours The Adventures Continue opens. This is the second one, Nick.
That it is.
2011.
At the 2009 D23 Expo in Anaheim, Walt Disney Imagineering announced that Star Tours at Disneyland and Hollywood Studios would be closed for a total renovation and would reopen in May of June of 2011 as Star Tours 2. That was the logo that was on the screen.
Star Tours.
I even have that poster still. Star Tours 2. It would be a high-definition video, Dolby 3D, high-def screen, improved motion simulator upgrade, as well as several other newly added effects would be part of the attraction. A short teaser was shown. And then in 2011, finally the work was done, and Star Tours The Adventures Continue opened at both Disney World and Disneyland that summer. And also, that was a big deal because apparently that's when George Lucas and Bob Iger had their first discussion of selling Star Wars to Disney. That was where it started with Star Tours, the reopening. At Hollywood Studios, that's specifically where they had that conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't it at Brown Derby?
I believe they said Brown Derby, yeah. Yeah. There you go. In 2012, Star Tours The Adventures Continue was awarded the Most Outstanding Attraction Refresh by the Themed Entertainment Association. This is, to me, one of the gold standards of a overlay or a rehab of a ride. This addressed all of the problems. It added rewritability. It's fun, which you're not allowed to have with Star Wars anymore. Like just really having fun. And that's what I loved about the original, but just everything was so thoughtful about this project. I think this is such a great update, and it was so easy to miss Star Tours, but this is such a good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is if you have to get rid of Star Tours, this makes it okay. I think is what it is.
I mean, there's some narrative inconsistencies. I mean, you would sort of time machine about a little bit for a while.
Who cares, as George said. Yeah.
As George
Yeah.
said.
Well, but I mean, I think they fixed. Weirdly, they've corrected that. You know, I feel like when you go in now, there's paths, and it's less random, but at the same time,
Lucasfilm made them retcon the ride. You know.
Yeah, weirdly, but it's fun. I have no issue with the update. You couldn't have kept the ride the way it was.
No,
it was feeling kind of ancient.
You could see that cut when you enter the asteroid. That hard cut. Yeah. Nick, I feel like you gotta have something to say.
Yeah,
about
you
Star
know
Trek.
I love it. I mean, I obviously for personal reasons would put that higher up on the list, but I mean, I definitely didn't miss the first version of Star Tours because I like new stuff. I like updates. I like to kind of keep changing things, and that's why I don't miss as much of the stuff that goes, as long as what replaces it is fun and solid. And
well,
this
love
really
Grand
is.
Avenue, right?
Great. Absolutely. No, but I mean this is what I want, a theme park experience to be. I mean, I feel like, that you're kind of put into that role of taking this trip, and you don't know where you're going to go, and you get met by by all these characters. This was one of those rides that the first few times, because I got different, there's different versions you see, face just like in a smile, like just like ooh it was like the greatest thing ever. It's like this and like Radiator Springs Racers and then Flight of the Banshee. I mean, were three of the things. Flight of the Banshee. I never remember the name of that thing.
Flight of
the Bumblebee.
The adventure continues.
Passage.
Flight of the Passage.
You know what though? What I think is interesting is like the original version of this was going to have that other pilot that seemed more capable.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the charm, a lot of the Star Wars being fun that you talk about comes from having C-3PO in the cockpit.
Oh yeah.
I think if you're not going to have Paul Rubens, that's a pretty good alternative.
I think George Lucas had a good head for theme park stuff. I think he understood my movies are a little more serious. I think the fun is like this should be a fun thing. Like you're going, and that was like his whole "who cares" thing was like for story reasons. We were always mad that he said, an Imaginary said, but you can't have these, Empire and Trade Federation going on at the same time. And he just goes like, "Who cares? Let people have fun and see all these different things they want to see." But like in some cases he was right, and I think like the fact that he was like put C-3PO in the cockpit, it's better than this other guy. I mean, it'd be fun.
And Allison Janney got some work, and Patrick Warburton.
Allison Janney before she was super famous.
So that's good.
Before she had a bunch of awards. There you go. All right, give me a drum roll. Number 25. "2003 Star Wars Weekends becomes an annual event." So Star Wars Weekend started in 1997 as an event they did around movie releases. So 97 and 2000 and 2001, and then finally in 2003 they made it an annual event, which it remained until 2015. This was a big deal. A lot of people booked their trip around this. And I remember back in the day, you couldn't do this and Flower and Garden Festival together because they didn't overlap. Because both of them were like short. They were short events.
Yeah.
And then eventually over the years, I think by the end they were fully overlapping.
Well, how many weekends was this in 2003? Do you remember? Was it like just one or two?
I think it was 4.
It wasn't 4.
It was more than 1, but I don't think it was 4.
Did they go to 6 by the end?
It was 6.
Yeah, it was 6.
Yeah, I mean, this was the thing. You said a lot of people booked their trips around this. I booked my trips to avoid this.
You're right there, Michelle.
Sorry, Michelle just lost all cool. Just in the middle of the. So.
I'm so tired.
You were saying she's having a meltdown. You were saying,
yeah, it's all right.
The show doesn't change time every week. It's at the same time.
But I worked until 11:30 last night, and I started my day at 7:30 this morning.
Yeah.
So.
And she's been drinking, so she has hiccups.
I've been drinking so much water.
So much water. Jason, go ahead.
I didn't book my trips to avoid this. I didn't go to Hollywood Studios on the weekends, just because it was crazy. I did end up there one weekend for Star Wars Weekends, and it was fine. I didn't wait in line for autographs or anything because I wasn't that into those kinds of things. But I bought the merchandise, and it was fine. And it was, but for me, this was kind of like a neat. I respected it. It was a neat thing. I respected the people that used to go to this and were really into it. It just wasn't my kind of thing, really.
Jason was a Super Soap Weekend guy.
Yeah.
I came when they did Wheel of Fortune.
One might say that Star Wars Weekends was what the dudes do.
But not in SoCal.
But not in SoCal.
In Central Florida, the dudes.
Nick, I feel like you were Mr. Star Wars Weekend.
Of course. I would probably most years go once every single weekend. I would never be into the autographs. That wasn't my thing. I just liked walking around and getting pictures with the characters, and obviously buying the merchandise every year. And
merchandise was so good.
It was really good. It was really exciting, especially like towards the end to just see all the new stuff that they'd premiere. during Star Wars weekends. All the new cool Star Wars
I love
merchandise.
the Star Wars cars.
Yeah.
Those were so cool. Back when Disney could do Star Wars and Disney crossover items.
I love the crossover stuff.
I always bought those big figs every year.
The big
of the Star
figs,
Wars
yep.
Disney character.
And I love the little action figures with that whole series. And yeah, I mean, just the idea of like, because this is, you know, we didn't have. Well, I mean, Star Wars Celebration, I guess, probably started in the mid 2000s too. But that kind of jumped around to different places. It wasn't here in Orlando. This was something Star Wars that came to Orlando every year, and it was just something to geek out with other Star Wars fans and see all the costumes and all the parade.
And it grew to something really great because I think everything they added made it more complete.
Yeah.
I miss Hyperspace Hoopla. Literally.
Oh, God.
It's my favorite. My favorite thing.
That's the best.
But then they did the fireworks, where I loved the fireworks show. The parade was always cool. And then of course, like the only thing I didn't do the autographs, but the panels.
Oh,
and the talks
that's right.
were really great.
Yeah.
Like I never forget, I had never seen Mark Hamill in person, and
Mhm.
going to that Mark Hamill presentation was amazing. Like that was great, and then Ian McDermott was another great one. Frank Oz,
Mhm.
those were really special. It's a shame they don't do that anymore. I guess you have to go to Celebration, but
You do. I mean, and now you have, you know, the
D23
D23
Expo,
Expo
it's a
and
mess.
Celebration.
They're not
and
fun.
Yeah.
Star Wars Weekends was fun.
Right.
It was manageable as opposed to all these other things.
It was cool doing it in the theme park instead of a
Yeah,
convention
you can like
hall.
break up your day and be like, oh, we'll do lunch at Brown Derby, and it was nice to have like celebration, but in an environment where you could have fun between, instead of eating like a concession stand hot dog and then just stand in a line for 8 hours. Like I like that aspect, but
That's exactly what you're going to do at Galaxy's Edge, though. So
that's fair.
Right. Yeah.
Anyone else Star Wars Weekend? Michelle, you were big Star Wars Weekends? No.
I like seeing everybody dressed up.
yeah,
Okay.
she loves the pointy ears and the, you know.
She wore Nick on her back.
I put him in an Ewok costume.
I will say I didn't know what to vote for. Like I think I voted for becomes an annual event because the choice was also like Star Wars Weekends
and
starts. And then
Yeah, the beginning it becoming annual, and I think this is more important. I agree with
I do
people
too,
on
yeah.
this one. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, number 24.
We should note in the chat, someone says they're heading into endgame. We're losing people to Avengers as we speak.
Great. Speaking of endgame, 2004 Disney feature animation closes in Florida.
Yeah, this should have been higher.
This is a
Iger, I
pretty
don't
important
feel so
moment. The
good.
problem is some of this stuff is fading away. As time goes on, less and less people have experienced this.
Less
and less
people
saw
were
them.
born when this was happening.
Yeah, less people
Cameron.
saw them do actual animation in this park. For those who are unaware, when the park opened, they had a leg of the animation studio in Florida, who actually worked on scenes for some of the movies and such.
I mean, they did most of Mulan.
A good amount of
Yeah,
Mulan.
they did
Pocahontas, I remember they
A
were doing
big segment of
Pocahontas.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yep.
Brother Bear.
Remember the girl.
And what's funny is
Oh,
some
yeah.
of those guys, after it closed, a lot of people who were animators in Florida, rather than moving to an animation studio, ended up working at like the Disney Design Group doing merchandise and stuff.
Mhm.
It's wacky what happened after. But anyway, also the company moved beyond the fact that they weren't doing real production in MGM Studios anymore. They also are moving towards CGI, and Florida wasn't set up for that. So on January 12, 2004, Walt Disney Feature Animation Florida was shut down and was partially turned into a walkthrough attraction and into theme park management offices. And on April 2nd, 2004, Home on the Range was released as the final traditionally animated feature for the time being, and of course, turned out to be a commercial flop.
That classic with Roseanne Barr?
Of course, they did go on to do Princess and the Frog. That ended up being the last hand-drawn animated movie. This is sad. This is a big part of like the death of the working studio aspect of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, this is like sad. This is the
You're
saddest
bumming
one
me
of
out.
these countdowns.
Yeah. What's really sad is if you ever talk to anybody who worked at Feature Animation Florida, they all remember it so fondly. And I mean, I've talked to people who did animation, but then also people that just did like side jobs there. And just everybody said they had the best time working there. It was a fun environment. Everyone loved their job.
Yeah, because it
And
was
that
like
closing
working
was
in
just-
California, except without all the
It was
politics and-
smaller,
Yeah,
more
right.
intimate.
Yep.
There wasn't, the management wasn't as, harsh. Yeah.
So you had
It was
all
a
the
good
fun
work
of
environment.
animation and not all the hassle.
I mean, this is the death knell to like the whole Central Florida movie craze.
Yeah,
like this
absolutely.
really is the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because live action production ended like a year or two before. I think they officially said we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, and it's weird now that it's like just a little north of us in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, speaking
Hey,
of
tax
Avengers.
credit.
Yeah, I mean
Well,
that's what it
Atlanta
is.
did all the right things.
Yeah.
They kind of figured it out before Disney could.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Blame your legislature.
Always.
Moment number 23.
It's a really long drum.
Thank you.
1990 Sorcery in the Sky debuts. Woohoo!
Woo!
Sorcery
I
in
liked
the
that
Sky
show.
was a nightly
This is a
fireworks
good
show that
show.
played at the Disney MGM Studios theme park and took place on the rooftops, including that of the Great Movie Ride, and ran from 1990 to 1998 until Fantasmic debuted, and then it performed a couple of times after that on certain nights, but not very much. An announcer introduced the guests to the show and shouted lights, camera, action, and you would hear music from several major motion pictures, including The Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, Mary Poppins, Star Wars, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Rocketeer was in there for a while, and the Rocketeer even flew around. That was a thing for a little bit. The announcer would then tell guests about one of Walt Disney's greatest film accomplishments, celebrating the anniversary that year. It was Fantasia. So the whole second half of the show was Fantasia, including The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And in the finale, a giant inflatable Mickey Mouse in his Sorcerer's Apprentice garb would emerge from the top of the Great Movie Ride and shoot sparks from its finger. And we're going to hear, Ron Logan brought this up when I talked to him the other day. He's going to talk all about this on Sunday. We're pretty excited about it.
Very exciting.
This was a cool show. I
loved
show.
it.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't think the best fireworks show this park has ever had. I think some of the later stuff was real good. I think the Frozen show was real good. I think the first Star Wars show was real good. But this, for the time, this also changed fireworks forever, because they were forced to do the low-level stuff.
Yep.
For the first time, and then that became incorporated into all the big shows from
Right,
that
because
point
the
on.
Magic Kingdom, Fantasy in the Sky was all high stuff before this show came.
Yeah. So this was the first time Ron talked about. This was the first time they put the fireworks on rolling trucks, and that's what gave them the idea to do perimeters at Magic Kingdom. They never thought about it before that, and that's when they came up with that.
Yep. All you people that want to come see Ron Logan talk on Sunday, you're out of luck because tickets are sold out for that.
Are they? I thought we still have them on sale.
No.
Oh,
Sold
they're
out
gone.
for that.
I'm sorry, we're sold out now for Sunday.
Can
I
I
should
come?
stop plugging it then.
Didn't you already get a ticket?
I thought that was for Monday.
We should probably figure this out after the show. Let's figure this out after the show. Anyone else anything else to say about Sorcery in the Sky?
It was
Great
a good
show. Go watch it on YouTube.
It was good,
Go
yeah.
find
Go
it.
check it out.
It's a cool show. All right, moment number 22.
It's funny every time.
1991 Beauty and the Beast live on stage debuts. Wow, no one cares, right? Beauty
No,
and the Beast.
like, why is this here?
Beauty and the Beast live on stage is a Broadway-style musical at the 1,500-seat Theater of the Stars on Sunset Boulevard at Hollywood Studios, based on the popular animated film. It opened on the same day as the film's premiere, which is another thing Ron talked to me about.
And that's not
That they didn't
something
want
that
to do
ever
that.
happens.
They didn't want to do that back then. The parks only wanted to spend money on things
That they knew
that
were
were
successful.
proven.
Yeah.
And Michael Eisner kept forcing them to do it with Dick Tracy and this.
Yeah.
He forced them to do it. It included many of the original songs and characters. While most of the soundtrack is pre-recorded, the actors Belle and Gaston speak and sing live. And 2 versions of the show have been presented since opening day. Fun fact, it debuted in the original Theater of the Stars, which was on Hollywood Boulevard. And then when they built Sunset Boulevard, they moved the theater to Sunset.
Well, you mean they built a new theater and demolished the old one?
They demolished the old theater, and so Beauty and the Beast went to the backlot stage for like a year while they built the Sunset Boulevard theater. Yeah. So this goes to 91. I mean, this is at this point one of the longest running shows in Disney and all of theme park history.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is one of the oldest attractions at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Now, yeah.
This thing is a relic and a
I
classic.
mean, it's
and-
almost an opening day. We might as well lump it in with opening day.
But I mean,
attractions 'cause it's that
live
old.
shows, and I mean, Voyage we talked about, that was 92, but, Indy and this are, I think, again, 2 of, if not the 2 longest running theme park stage shows of all time. There's not much that has gone longer.
Nope.
No.
There's not. And I don't really like this show.
I mean, for the time, I mean, as a kid, I loved it. And
Like,
I still think, like, the live performers are a fun thing.
Did anyone like
my issue.
Hunchback more?
People liked Hunchback more, for sure.
Here's my problem with this show, is that the seats are so uncomfortable, and it's not an enclosed theater, so it's not air conditioned. It's just, it's a bad experience. It's a good show. It's just a bad experience.
It's a good character
overall.
show.
Yeah, no, it's a good show.
And I like the live singing, so.
Right, no, I think
This
it's
was
good.
its moments.
predated their, I mean, everything. This was probably where they got the idea for the Disney show from. I mean, the Broadway show.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because it was the
It
same
was
Ron
successful.
Around that time, Ron was involved in both, actually.
Broadway too. Yep. Yeah, no, this definitely predated Cameron.
Oh yeah.
Cameron's not.
There are toys in this room that predate Cameron.
There are toys in this room that predate me.
That's true.
Oh boy. Yeah, this has lived. I don't know how. I can't believe no one at any point was like, let's do a more
something new in
contemporary
there.
animated show. Like,
It's crazy to me.
There's tons
Yeah.
of stuff.
You'd think a Toy Story would been thrown in
I
there.
mean, well, I think if the Toy Story music would fly. Tangled was supposed to go here, and then it went to Cruise Line. That was
wow.
That was like the one that sounded like it was finally going to do it, and then it went to the Cruise Line, and they didn't touch it.
I mean, you
blows
gotta,
my mind that this is still here.
But you got to remember, so you had Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Lion King were like the trifecta of
Right.
Disney animation, and all three of those are represented in a theme park from very close to their debut dates.
Very much
and
so.
they're still there.
Well, Legend of the Lion King was a better version than what is currently offered for Lion King.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I don't
festival.
Well, I don't really consider a festival to be. It's like Lion King adjacent. It's not the story like the other two. are.
No, but
You
it's
know,
still Lion King.
Yeah, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Don't.
Yeah,
you know.
no, we can't knock
Don't-
festival. Come on, man.
That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, from a narrative perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's and I mean, so it doesn't surprise me that all three of those movies still exist in some fashion in a theme park, because they really, and for my generation, like that was the animation, that was the beginning of
It's the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the Renaissance.
It
Mermaid,
was.
Beauty and the Beast,
And
Aladdin,
Lion
Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're all still big movies, and I think
That's why they're all getting
live
remade.
action.
Yeah.
Right, unfortunately.
All three of them.
They're all Broadway shows.
Yeah.
And they're all Broadway shows.
Yeah,
Every single one of them. Yeah.
All right, number 21. "2015, the Sorcerer's Hat is removed."
Yay!
You know what the really sad part of this is, though? I would take back the Sorcerer's Hat if I can have everything else back also.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
How Faustian of
We were
you.
also, we're all dancing around and celebrating, like, yeah, and meanwhile, like, Bob Chapek's like, oh, just wait.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, in October of 2014, Disney, well, we confirmed that the Sorcerer's Hat would be removed by early 2015, and the structure removal began on January 7th and was completed by February 25th of the next year. This was, for a while, this was, I think it's still one of the top 5 stories we've ever posted. As we broke this one. It was a big deal at the time. Yeah, and we were featured on, like, CNN and a bunch of weird places with this one. This was a great victory we all felt, and I'll never forget the day they were done. I went to studios and like almost cried seeing that view again, because I was a kid when the last time I saw that view, and it was like, oh, this is what was intended, and this is very nice. I like this vista with the Chinese theater. Yeah,
I mean,
better without it.
Yeah, it's the classic kind of issue that they have of not having like a weenie that they feel they can post. Like now it's Tower of Terror, and then it sometimes was Chinese
so they
theater.
still can't do the theater, but at least when you walk down the street,
Earful Tower. Yeah, they've never been able to figure it out.
This is the one park that's like, they can't figure it out.
Yeah, and they finally got rid of the worst one.
I feel like starting in August, it's just going to be like a Millennium Falcon. Like they're just going to give up.
They're just gonna say it's Star Wars and have a sign at like the arrow will point.
Yeah, they'll
Go
put
that
one of
way.
those, they'll put one of those traffic directional blinking arrow
Yeah.
signs. Just park it in front of the Chinese theater, and the arrow will be
Go
pointing
that
to the
way.
left.
The front of the park doesn't even say Disney's Hollywood Studios, it just says Star Wars inside.
Star Wars.
This way to Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's the hat. Number 20. ...2001 Walt Disney One Man's Dream opens.
Yay!
This is wonderful. I'm glad this made it the last time we did this countdown too, and I'm very happy.
This is good.
Because this is one of the few things that in Walt Disney World that has that connection to Walt.
Yep.
There's so few places you can feel that, and I think they did such a great job with this exhibit. They've kind of nuked it since, a little bit. I mean, a lot of it's still there. The last couple rooms are gone.
Yeah.
They put a meet and greet in, and now they put like movie stuff, and sometimes you can't see the film, which is all really terrible. But the exhibit and the film itself are just both really great.
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
This is kind of
sad. More sad.
This whole thing is just sad. Like, these countdowns are usually fun, and this one's not.
Well, it always, every time I go in there, it makes me go like, gosh, I want a larger version of this, and I want it to be at Disney Springs or somewhere else. Like I love the concept.
To see this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, and the Walt Disney Family Museum certainly does an aspect of this, but nothing on the East Coast. You know, it really could be that. And every time, I'm always inspired, and it's always really good. And you know, it's one of the few AC places on that side too. So
that's where you run from the rain if it starts raining in
never
Toy
forget
Story Land. To Walt Disney presents
stuff. Yeah, what did we come up with? Walt Disney presents.
Oh, Walt Disney presents things from after I died. Yeah, I love that. All right, number 19. Speaking of things from after he died.
It's just on a loop.
2018 Toy Story Land opens.
Wow. Okay. I guess.
Well, I think it has to be. In the
It
top
has
30,
a historical significance, absolutely. It is the turning point, like when the park began its new story.
It had rides again.
If you want to call those rides.
Sure.
When it had amusements. Fine outdoor amusements for the children.
When you could finally buy a Pop-Tart.
Yeah. Oh my God. Toy Story Land was announced at the 2015 D23 Expo, but first on WDWNT.com. Roughly 11 acres and featured a different attraction lineup than any of the others, including a new entrance for Toy Story Mania. The other attractions are the Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster and the alien swirling saucers. And of course, the land opened on June 30th, 2018, and this is the largest Toy Story land in the world. In my opinion, the worst. Yeah.
It's got
I
the best.
believe that.
Got the best gift shop though, don't it?
Oh boy. Shanghai has the things we budget cut, including the Al's Toy Barn.
Al's Toy Barn is fantastic.
And so we couldn't figure out when we saw the original concept art how they were going to make sense of an Al's Toy Barn in a toy-sized world. Right. It's because it's like an 80s style playset with the handle on top, like a carrying case, and you can see the thing where the roof would open so you could reach in. And I was just like, why did we not build this? This would have made money. You would have sold merchandise. It's also incredibly cool. And I don't care that the other ones just have like the flat rides. It's the absolute worst Toy Story Land. Slinky's just a roller coaster over trees and past a warehouse, and swirling saucers just isn't fun. It's just not fun as made.
No,
it's
not.
Yeah. I hate it. I think it's well documented at this point that I hate it, but I will say it again. Yeah. All right, number 18. ...2014, the Studio Backlot Tour closes.
See, now you're making me sad again.
This list is just going to be a lot of really
You're
sad
just
stuff.
tired.
Show's going to bed. Yeah, so in 2014, the Studio Backlot Tour was closed forever. They decided to close it the same day as Maelstrom. This is a thing Disney would do again to us for the Universe of Energy and the Great Movie Ride. An attempt just to make us sadder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like ripping two Band-Aids off at once.
It's like, well, forget one. They got energy by us because of Great Movie Ride. And then this day they got Studio Tour by us because of Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Because we knew Studio Tour was going to go at some point.
Right.
Right.
It's like they snuck it in there. It's like the announcement that Runaway Railway was delayed. They snuck it in at the very end of the.
Oh, do we have the incorrect fact of the week for everybody, Cameron? We forgot about that.
Yeah.
We'll get that for everybody soon.
We will get it.
Just stay
We'll get
tuned.
it. Stay tuned.
All right, we're working on it.
During the presentation.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Anyone want to say anything about Backlot Tour? We're good.
I think we've said it. Yeah.
I find it interesting, like how people voted, like where they voted closed and open, kind of,
Yeah.
like and how high they might have voted things. But yeah, I think that was. I would have actually put that a little higher. I think I did.
I think it's about right because by the end it wasn't meaningful.
No.
And I don't think it's the ride that defined the park. I think, despite what they thought, I think Movie Ride ended up defining the park, and then Tower of Terror. Those were like the two that I think captured
Who
the
would
park.
have thought the really tall one and the one right that you see when you walk in
Yeah,
would be
I
the
know,
ones
right?
people are interested in,
Yeah.
not the one
Not
shoved
the
in the
one
back.
that took up 50% of the real estate of the
Right.
park.
As
no.
well as 50% of your time in the park.
Yeah, that was a really long ride.
Yep, the whole thing. Because then you did the whole thing.
Yeah, and I'm not going to bore people with the history. If you search right here, or if you're on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, if you search for the Back to the Future on the Studio Backlot Tour, we multi-hour go through all the history of the Backlot Tour. You can enjoy that. Do you have the incorrect fact of the week for everybody? Go ahead. Did you know every project has been delivered on time and under budget during Bob Chapek's time at Disney Parks? Did you know, everybody?
I didn't.
No
It's good
idea.
to know.
That is the incorrect Disney Parks fact of the week.
It's like a Donald Trump fact.
We got to. You're all in trouble tonight. Let's move on. Number 17. "2006, the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights premieres."
The same sad feelings, but flipped. Then.
This is the dancing premieres, which
this
we've been through this
We
before. Where
have,
I've said
yeah.
I agree with this one being here because I think when they started to dance is when they became even more special.
much
I
more
thought
popular.
the light display was always cool, but that's when I think it became like an event.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Even though, so I kind of think the light display itself debuting is really more important from a historical perspective, but this is more important from a popular perspective because this is when the thing really got big.
It was more holiday cheer.
It was more because people gathered together for the dancing moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to being really spread out through Residential Street.
Right. Well, and that was a different reason.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they could have danced on Residential Street. They just didn't.
What
The
it's
technology
too
was
spread out. I think.
Yeah.
I think what made it special was like I think on Residential Street, the only way I could think of describing it, on Residential Street, it felt like kind of like going to church. Like it's this meaningful thing, and it's interesting, but it's very everyone's spread out, and you're kind of on your own.
Right.
No one talks to each other or anything. Then I think
This
Streets
was
of
like a
America is more
rock
like a
concert.
concert.
Yeah.
In that it's a bunch of people like on top of each other, and there's Christmas music, and people are drinking hot cocoa, and it's it's more of a social event. I think that's what made it special. It worked. It worked better there for as
It did.
cramped and as worried as they were about moving it. It worked.
Well, it was still cramped,
But it worked.
It worked.
Though.
Yeah, they
it really
managed it.
worked. Anyone else? All right, we got one more.
No, I thought that was the most overrated thing in a theme park.
That's
that
why I'm
everybody
not
else
talking.
loves.
You did?
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
I don't get
It
it.
was good.
Why are you
I'm
such
not
a
like
Grinch?
Gaga over
Grinch.
lights.
What a Grinch.
Anybody else want to come sit next to Nick?
Good riddance.
Number 16. Boo.
This is the last one for today, right?
This is the last one for tonight. All right, you played it twice now. Six hours later. It'll be time for Avengers, but all right. Are you good? You don't know how to stop it, do you?
We're
I
almost
can
there.
see the time on this video.
We're almost there. Almost done.
Let's save the best one for last.
People are getting home from Avengers now.
Well, good. Maybe they'll tune in.
Ah.
Why is it just the drums? That's what they're asking.
Okay, come on.
It's the extended version.
Number 16, 2008 Pixar Place and Toy Story Midway Mania open. I don't like Toy Story Land, but I've always been a fan of this.
Yeah.
The ride is fun. Is it worth the waits it had? No.
No.
But it's really fun. I love Pixar Place. I thought it was the way to we'll still have a studio theme, but it's, more fun. Did I care that there were big toys on it? The big toys didn't really do anything for me. But otherwise, I thought it was a cool setting. The ride was fun. It fit the part.
This was a good way to integrate Toy Story Mania into the studios.
No. It was a beautiful area. And now it's Municipal.
And I'm glad for the ride because a lot of people like it, so it takes a lot of...
Sorry.
There's some weird girl
She
looking at
hiccuped
you.
again.
This time it was my phone.
Yeah. There's this is one of those things where, I'll ride Toy Story Mania if I have a fast pass. I'm not going to wait in line. I'm glad that so many people wait in line because that park needs capacity, and the crowds that go there are a godsend for all of the rest of the attractions.
Well, it's more reasonable now. Slinky's usually much longer.
It's more
wait
reasonable
now,
because it has a third track, so it actually has a higher capacity.
The question is, once 70 million people are exiting through Toy Story Land, what's going to happen?
It's going to be a mess. Yeah.
I think Woody's lunchbox is bad now. Just wait. Woody's lunchbox. Time to pack up shop. Oh, boy.
I wish. I mean, my only kind of qualm would be I wish that they would update it more. I feel like if you have the technology and screens are something we're always a little wary of, and it works and it's fun and it's unique still. If you're going to have that, then the randomization option should be available for that. And I wish that was the case because I'm starting to get to a point now as an AP where I know exactly where everything is, and I know which.
Well, they did the
things
Toy
hit.
Story 3 update, and then that was in 2010.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, that was only 2 years after it opened, and then nothing.
Yeah, and
But
you
we
don't
have
even,
4 coming out,
right.
so...
But you don't even need a movie to update it. You can easily do an update. But who's going to do that? Yes, absolutely. We've talked about that before. Holiday overlays there would be so easy, and it'd be totally worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the big things when this ride first debuted, was everybody was talking about how easy it would be to update and increase the rewritability.
Yeah, then before we could even say anything, they replaced the game, and we were like, oh, okay. And then we went through the drought.
Yeah. But we'll see. I think we'll see an update for 4. I do.
I think they need to.
Need some Forky in there.
Yeah. Bob Chapek loves that stuff. So.
Yeah, it's always been one of my favorite rides. I like interactivity at the parks, and I just wish I could get on it as much as I can, like a Star Tours. Like you said, it's hard to get on unless you have the fast pass
now.
Yeah, now it is.
Well, do the little shooter things still work? Should they
fairly
change?
well.
Do you
They
think they
work
should
pretty
change
well.
that?
Yeah, I mean, maintenance there is important just because people need to be able to shoot. I think they're pretty good with maintenance in that ride. Yeah, they have to be. There's no choice. All right, well, that's it for tonight. Next week, we'll come back and do 15 through number 1.
Yay.
So join us next week for that.
Let's plug Stage 89, stage89.com.
You said everything's sold out. What are we...
No, you can still come and play the Dream Flight game and the Starring Roles game.
We still have tickets for tomorrow?
There's a handful of tickets for
Avengers
yet.
Yeah. And still Pleasure Beach.
Pleasure Beach is still
$10 tickets.
And Ride Rehab's doing a little meetup during Stage 89 Canada Appreciation. So there you go. Look at that. Stage89.com. Get it while you can because it's starting tomorrow.
Yes. Make sure you join us if you can. And
Get
remember,
in your car. Get over there.
And remember, kids, there's a post show tonight, by the way, everybody.
Oh,
and remember,
Lord.
kids, we'll see you at the movies. Good night.